Scheduled.
We're on.
We're on. Hello, everybody. Come on in. I got to go over to my Facebook page and switch this over before we start talking, and I forget. Silly Facebook. I wish they'd settled their differences, StreamYard and Facebook, so that we could fix this without having to do it manually. Now we're live on Facebook as well. Come in, folks. Come on in. We're looking at the vault today, the Marvel Vault. It's a museum in a book.
That's just exciting.
Great collectibles from the world of Marvel. It's fun. I ran across it and said, "Oh, this will be great to show off." And then I'm like, "How am I going to display it?" Because it's such an oddball-sized book. So it's going to be a challenge.
What's with the bookmark at the top there? It says, "Hi, kids, listen."
Oh, that's part of the fun. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Here's the opening.
That always cheers me up. It's such a jolly beginning.
We try to be happy here, and positive. It's the Marvel Vault by Roy Thomas with Peter Sanderson. It's a museum in a book with rare collectibles from the world of Marvel.
All I can think about now, since you said we try to be happy, is the Orwellian masks thing.
Who what now?
With happy people.
Double plus good.
Or Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Right at the moment, my eyelids are being pulled back. So I must look at this.
Look at all them great signatures inside front cover there.
That big jumpy Semmer at the top there. Stanley. Stanley's is the biggest, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, what a surprise. Maurice Everin's run for his money, though.
John, right up in the top. Herd and Trumpy.
And Barry Smith before he adopted his mother's name.
Barry Smith, yeah. Sal Brodsky.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right. Didn't know.
I don't know why, but he changed it, didn't he, in the 80s, I think.
Make him sound more exotic.
Yeah, make him sound a bit more British.
This has been sitting on a shelf of mine for about 20 years. It's copyrighted in 2007.
Wow.
It covers the 21st or the 20th century of Marvel. Might get a little bit into past the 2000s, but we'll see how far we get with this today.
Yeah, Steranko and Sinnott.
Marvel Vault. We start at the beginning. Marvel stories. Old pulp magazine. We covered pulp magazines on this program before. The great Hulk from the Defenders. I believe that was on a cover. Gil Kane and Klaus Janson.
Wow.
Looks like it's been reworked though.
Yeah, I thought it was Neil Adams with those hands.
No, it's been cut out. It's definitely it's definitely pieced together. Gil Kane and Janson inking.
Who did the cover on the left?
I am not sure. That was a painted cover for one of the old pulp magazines. Back when this stuff was looked at as even more disposable than comic book art. So
it's almost Ghostbuster-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably 30s, early, mid-30s. I would say there's no date on it, just April. It's 15 cents for a pulp magazine.
That's quite expensive, isn't it, for the 30s, 15 cents?
It ran between a dime and a quarter,
Right.
depending upon the size of the book.
Right.
So 15's probably right in that ballpark. Big introduction. Anybody know who that is?
Where? Oh, the guy on the right. Oh, that's a while ago. Isn't it?
Bill Everett.
That's Bill Everett.
Oh, I was way off.
Great power comes great responsibility. That comes in much later.
That's Kenny's dad.
Yeah.
Kenny's dead? Yeah.
Don't worry, it's a British thing.
Okay. I thought you were referring to South Park.
No,
No.
Okay.
No.
It's the only Kenny. we know.
something even funnier.
Yeah.
There you
Not
are.
difficult being funnier though.
Yeah.
Oh my
Come
god,
on.
he killed Kenny.
And so Namor, the avenging sun, faces the surface men of the world.
Namor.
What promises to be mortal combat
Dun, 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 dun,
from the
dun.
40s.
Mortal Kombat.
Kirby and Simon.
Mortal Kombat.
Anybody play that game here? Fan of
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
I've played them all to date. So
Since you played the originals.
yeah.
Allison's back in the house. All right.
Yep.
I remember getting quite excited to get the original on the Super Nintendo and then being
What game?
Mortal Kombat.
See that cover on top left, that complete western.
Yeah.
It looks like Jock Ewing and Miss Ellie and JR, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, kind of. Yeah. And Kazar Pulp,
Yeah.
King of Fang and Claw.
These covers are fantastic, aren't they?
Hi, Bob.
Yeah, they are.
Look at that. This is amazing.
You can't beat that.
Here you are, stuck in a gigantic marital aid. Going to vibrate you to death.
The human pickling experiment was a success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
luckily the important parts were covered. Newscast by Harl Vincent. Complete new $2 book length novel, but for only 15 cents.
What a steal.
This, of course, the granddaddy of them all, right there, Uncle Martin.
Mhm.
Martin Goodman. Folks. In case you never saw him before, he's the guy who owned Marvel for many decades.
So I'll say decades.
Allowed his cousin to run around in the office. His nephew,
Just-
I should say.
His
Allowed his
nephew,
nephew to run around the office.
Just under Goodman there. Are they fighting squids?
They're fighting Martians. It looks or alien beasts. Yeah, it could be Martians.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an alien cover, I think. Yeah, they look kind of like an octopus or a squid. So yeah,
It's their night to be fancy.
yeah they were
Pretty close to
reasonable.
one of the Martian descriptions that Wells gave in War of the Worlds.
Mm.
A lot of squid type Martians. First issue, Marvel Comics. Human Torch.
So what? So is it actually Marvel now? Right.
At this point, no,
It was still timely then.
it's timely.
It's timely, yeah.
Yeah, it was timely.
They were put. That was the title, wasn't it? Marvel Comics.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Than the
What was?
company name.
So are we going to see the first ever published Marvel comic in this?
They pulled that off. Oh yeah, it's in here. They pulled that off of the Marvel Stories pulp, just like Kazar. They had Kazar off of that pulp too. Human Torch versus the Submariner.
That was back when even kids had the command of the language.
And that's signed. Somebody had that signed by the big guys.
Yeah.
Carl Burgos and Bill Everett.
What year was that Submariner on the left? Released?
41, was it?
41?
42?
Probably
It's probably
42
40.
since he's upheaving Nazi U-boat there.
Mm.
Bloody Nazis.
Invasion of Britain. Submariner against the Nazis. 40 thrilling pages of Submariner in action. 20 pages of the Angel. But had no powers whatsoever. Couldn't even fly. This is why we had that up there. This is like a museum in a book. So they included some reproductions of actual pencils.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Brilliant.
Look at that.
love that. Hi, kids.
How's the reflection on that real bad?
Pretty
Can you
bad.
see it?
We can move it to the left, yeah.
The paper's okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
paper's fine. It's just a glossy.
Yeah.
You know what? I could probably
That's really cool.
Multiple
That
roughs.
change the settings on my monitor so I can see better.
And slide this over too. I can also cut a little bit of the light out.
Go.
Is that better?
A little bit.
That should make it pop a little better.
I think so.
I can see it all right on my monitor, but I've got a big one. So I've got a big Wacom
Giggity.
tablet. Excuse me.
What we need is Mike DeFont to be back here watching it on his 60-inch TV.
Yeah. Chat's open, folks. Come on in. We're looking at the Marvel Vault this morning.
Look at that blade behind the Submariner that he's heading for. See it?
I think he's trying to save the guy. Or no, he's not. No, he's shooting the. What is the blade?
There's a
They're
guy
all
rushing at
attacking.
him with a knife.
Yeah, but the buzzing blade at the back.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're all attacking him, pushing him.
But
I think
there's no
it's-
blade back here.
Tune
That's
in
next-
next week. Same bat place.
Same bad channel.
Well,
Look at
all
the-
those old covers had so much action happening on them. You know, they did that to try to attract people off the newsstands.
That's great.
Blitz Comics.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Is that the same? Yeah, they're just giving old.
Oh, he's just shoved him
That's
up
probably
the bum.
the cover or the same. Yeah. Yep.
He's just shoved it up his butt, the dip pen up his ass.
I kind of had deja vu for a second there. You familiar with Mike Judge's work?
Wait, you
Uh,
have deja vu to that? Uh-oh.
Yeah, let me explain the story.
Uh-oh.
So let me explain the story.
Beavis and
Oh,
Butthead.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, okay. Mike Judge's episode of Beavis and Butthead, where they're watching a British episode, and there's a guy they're laughing at, and they're just giggling their heads off, and it's just Beavis and Butthead. And the episode is where this English dude, and he's like, "I got me finger stuck up me butt." So Russ in that English accent there, and
Stuck up.
I can't help but think about it.
What's going on there?
So in the episode of Beavis and Butthead, what happens? They're laughing so hard that I think it's Butthead. He ends up eating this they're eating chicken, right? So it gets stuck in his throat, and then he starts dying while they're watching the episode.
They're ringing out. They're ringing out an evil German guy,
All right, ringing him out.
ringing him out, twisting him.
Oh God. It's okay to do that. It's like in video games. It's okay to kill Nazis and zombies.
Yes, yeah. But you can
The
see
suggested page 1 for Human Torch Submariner.
Fully acceptable.
HT number 8, summer of 42. Torch and Submariner play tug of war with Python. It says a python. It looks like a guy's face there, more than a snake.
it's like the Red Skull.
On top of a bridge, Toro fights off Nazi airplanes. Background: city buildings and river with boats and subs battling it out.
Maybe it's
Guy flying then.
That's Toro here.
No.
That's Human Torch's sidekick.
okay. Maybe it's like a Japanese soldier or something, or is
It's a
it?
Python? But yeah, it looks like a Japanese soldier more than anything.
Makes sense given the time.
It's them, a large torch fighting Submariner with Toro. Suggested page from Human Torch versus Submariner, number 8, summer of 42.
Russ, that big guy there looks like the snowman, doesn't he?
Yeah, does a bit.
It's
So
Torch
is his
climbing.
carrot.
But we can't see the back of him now more, so
At least we can see Randy's eyebrow.
Yeah, sorry.
What a brow it is.
It's probably the side of my glasses. Last one.
Damn. We were talking before about zombies and stuff, and fighting Nazis. And I was playing around the chat with the that AI thing, Chat GTP or whatever it's called, and it was telling me that like I was trying to get it to describe like just screwing around with it, and I was trying to get it to describe a story about soldiers fighting, right? And it wouldn't do it for me. So, and then it said it was too grotesque or whatever. It was unethical to describe it. So I'm like, what about zombies? So I entered zombies in, and they're perfectly fine. Then I explained to the chat GTP thing that how is undeath any less ethical than a dying soldier? And then it broke itself, and it wouldn't talk about zombies anymore.
Huh.
You've probably spoiled it for everybody else trying to get zombie scripts out of it.
Probably,
for their comic, yeah.
Good.
Good,
Talk
yeah.
about zombies, it's unethical. Yeah.
Good. Anybody who's trying to make a comic with AI should seriously think about their life.
There
I
we are.
think it was rust on this.
That was in a clear plastic sleeve. All of those sketches. So. Moving on.
It's not very well produced, this Vault book, is it?
It's a little sloppy, yeah, and it's bulky.
Oh, it's definitely weird.
Gotta love a good ring binder, though.
Yeah.
That must have been a nightmare in production, that, mustn't it?
Look at his face. Sorry,
Which one?
the big yellow guy on the right-hand page.
Over here.
Yeah,
What a-
as soon as
what a
you said
mush.
that, my eyes fell on it. I'm like, oh, well, that's a face.
What
It's
a
Tiger
mush.
Tiger Man.
Has he got no arms?
That arm's
Doesn't
missing,
look
isn't
like it there. It's missing. Yeah, they might have cut it out.
Stumpy.
But he hasn't got it on the little picture at the top either.
Angel.
I'm gonna bite your nose.
Oh
off.
no, he's missing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back, I'll bite your kneecaps.
No, it's don't worry about him. He's armless.
It is but a, it is
Oh,
but
that's
a
funny.
flesh wound. Come
He's
back
but-
here.
I was gonna say that, but the way he's jumping, he's like, I'm gonna bite your nose off.
He's got rather large toenails too.
Well, he's got that's a hell of a belt that guy's got on. Angel's got a most amazing belt
Yeah.
that will give you hips,
Bit
whether
tight,
you've got
isn't
them
it?
or not.
Jesus.
Keeps that tummy tucked in.
Oh
I
yeah,
can say
Oh,
that having hips is kind of cool.
it's a girdle.
This is good. What a thing.
Style of the day.
Girdles.
It makes you wonder how comics continued, doesn't it?
They did the same thing with armor back in the day too, with the extremely sloped in like hips,
Yeah.
like the breastplates and stuff. Some of those knights just looked quite girlish.
Yeah, just thought knights.
That photograph, that guy in that photograph looks a bit like Lee Oswald.
Trying to see who it is without having to move the book, but I'm not getting it.
It's Joe Simon. It's Joe Simon.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, he looks like Lee Oswald in that picture.
Yeah.
Look at that drawing board. That looks nice.
Fantastic,
Yeah, great.
isn't it? Couldn't stand your computer on that, could you?
I love
Yeah.
drawing boards. Actually, yeah, you can now.
No, on that one. Talking about that one.
You have to flatten it out.
Yeah,
It's
no.
retractable.
I've got my screen screwed to the drawing board.
Okay.
So no.
I have a one of those Surface Pro 4s flat. You can they're basically just like the size of a book. You can slap it on anything.
Yeah.
I used to do it's just powerful enough to handle the 3D stuff, so I can like go to like a cafe or something and chill out.
40 thrilling pages of Human Torch and Toro. 20 pages of Submariner.
I'm kind of unfamiliar with the Red Raven. What's that all about?
It's the guy who flies.
But
Yeah, he's got wings.
That's
got
all
wings.
you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reintroduced him in one issue of X-Men and quickly killed him off.
Yeah, I think it was like the next page. It's like the next issue or something like that. But yeah.
They got up into a secret lair or something, and he's been there the whole time.
Oh, secret
In
lair.
like a little underground kingdom or something, if I remember the story right. Here's some Captain Americas.
Is that a cape? Or is that a cape or wings?
Those are wings.
Those are wings.
So like, okay.
Kind of a copy of Hawkman. Hawkman was pretty big at that point. By Kubert over at DC, National Periodicals.
Or direct competition.
Everybody was copying everybody at that point. And Timely, up until the 60s, was always chasing the big dogs fad constantly.
Big dog.
So anything that somebody else did that made money, they would make an imitation of it. So when superheroes came out, they started doing their own superheroes.
Hey Stan, I got this great idea. I think there's some money in these superhero guys.
It's more like Goodman coming into his people. Stan's just a little gopher at this point. He's chasing after sandwiches and busy tattling on Kirby and Simon to his Uncle Martin about what was happening over there. Because once they created Captain America, they became the big dogs. Simon and Kirby did. And so DC come in and offered them work at double their Timely rate. So they started working for DC under the undercover until Stan, who chased after sandwiches at their studio for them, found out what they were doing and happened to mention it to Uncle Martin.
Kind of makes you.
Then they were promptly fired.
Kind of makes you wonder what would happen if they never went with superheroes and just stay with the pulp stuff, like the fighting aliens and.
Well,
sci-fi.
the superhero genre is an outgrowth of the pulp hero, anyway. Just base heroic fiction, and then everybody dressed up in costume with Superman coming out, and then everybody dressed up in patriotic costumes once the war broke out. Yeah. Captain America wasn't the first patriotic hero, even. He was just the most popular. He's the one that caught on the fastest and the most. That's because of Simon and Kirby. There's the Shield over at Archie Comics. Was a couple of months before Captain America.
Who's the very first superhero?
Very first superhero?
Yeah.
Well, Superman, arguably, but if you really want to go back to it, probably the Phantom. Or if you really want to go back, Doc Savage and the Shadow.
And if you really want to go back, you've got the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Oh yeah, that's true. Scarlet Pimpernel.
Well, a superhero.
Then you've got a whole group of pulp heroes. You can take Superman's origin and trace it right back to the pulps. Doc Savage and a few other. You can take Batman and trace that right back to the Shadow.
I think there's a difference between tracing back pulp storytelling and the actual superhero, because a superhero is a hero that has otherworldly or superhuman aspects to them.
Yeah, so you haven't read a whole lot of pulp stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I mean.
Because the Shadow,
the whole concept, the shadow for me is a superhero. Yeah, because there's aspects of superhuman aspects to it. There's there's outside other nature. Like it's not just a guy doing detective work. So, for instance, Sherlock Holmes is not a superhero.
It all depends upon your definition of superhero.
I would say a superhero is something with other than human characteristics.
Yeah, well, the original Shadow was a little bit more down to earth. He didn't have any special powers. He was actually a magician.
Yeah.
In the pulp versions of him, but his stories were over the top enough that I can definitely see the superhero idea from.
Yeah.
So I agree with Russell. There's a clue in the name superhero.
Yeah,
that's very true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of begs the question then? Is Batman a superhero, or is he just
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Neither is Captain
Well, he's
America.
rich.
Oh, Captain America is because he's been enhanced,
He's altered, so
isn't he? He's been
Yep.
altered. He has the strength of 10 men.
You are
So
right.
it does make him a superhero, I think.
Well,
But certainly not Batman. Batman is literally just a well-trained ninja in a suit.
But he was altered when he was 8 years old.
Who? What? Batman? When?
Yeah, it's traumatized.
you witnessed the death of his
Oh,
parents.
no, that's not the same
It
thing.
became a
It's not defeated.
solid psychosis for him to learn all of those abilities.
No, psychosis is not a superpower.
Batman begs to differ.
Yes, that's right.
Well,
Batman
he's a
begs to differ.
savant. Yeah, okay. Let's.
No, I'm kind of with Russ on that. So, I mean,
I think we're just splitting hairs.
oh yeah, we're splitting hairs. I mean,
That rabbit
what-
is screaming.
Yeah.
Isn't that the point, though? It's what makes
Yeah,
great content.
we're having great content and discussing.
There we are.
You're not splitting hairs. You're splitting powers.
Yep. But yeah, the original Pulp
like-
heroes were definitely over the top. I mean,
This is turn the
Tarzan and
page.
Zorro would be superheroes too. Zorro even had a secret identity.
Yeah, but he wasn't super.
When
He
did
was
the
just
Lone
really
Ranger
good with a
come out?
sword.
He knew how to brand people with 3 whiffs of the sword. Yeah. Lone Ranger came in later as a radio program out of WXYZ in Detroit,
Still not
Okay.
super.
Still not super.
as was the Green Hornet, but very much in the pulp flavor. Yeah.
The
Green
first-
Hornet was
the-
like his nephew or something.
The very
It's great.
first
Great
the
nephew,
very
yeah.
first superhero, right? The very first superhero is Jesus Christ.
There you are.
I would say Gilgamesh predates him by about 1,000
Yeah,
years.
It's just-
Now we really are splitting hairs.
Here we go. Here we
We're
go.
splitting
Here we
ancient
go.
hairs now. Onward, Captain America,
Jesus.
Miss America, and the Vision. And then the great and powerful All Winners Squad.
Of
Because, like I said, Timely was constantly chasing after the big fad, and the Justice Society came out, and everybody suddenly had a super team. So, All
This is a-
Winners Comics turned into the All Winners Squad.
all winners.
This is quite excellent because I'm really, really quite unfamiliar with all of the early stuff.
Yeah,
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
that's why I thought this would be fun to look through. There's a lot of folks that aren't familiar. This is the early Vision. Not quite
Oh,
an
right,
android,
so
but
he
he had a
really-
green face. Yeah.
So that was no right. Okay. So the Vision in Avengers was supposedly in the first incarnation that I remember
Mhm.
was supposedly an android that was based on the original Human Torch, and ended up with Wonder Man's brain algorithms or something.
Yes. Yeah, I thought he had Human Torch's body.
Yeah, he had Human
refashioned,
Torches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was refashioned. So that version of the character was actually reborn, as it were, from this original version. Is that right?
That's Roy Thomas kind of taking the name and
Right. Okay. Looking back and
refashioning it,
saying
yeah.
we can do something with that. Right. Okay.
I've got a name here. I want to create a character. I'll create a character that's like this. They didn't say anything about the Human Torch's body until like
Oh no,
years
that was a
afterwards.
retro fit for a story, wasn't it? Yeah.
Same thing with Wonder Man's brain pattern.
Brain algorithms. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they brought Wonder Man back and he was a zombie or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved all that stuff.
He got better.
He got better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we have a comment.
Good morning, y'all. From Lone Star. And I got emergency vehicles.
Lone Star in the house. Thank you, Lone Star. Good morning, y'all. Morning, Lone Star. Hope you're doing well. I imagine you're from Texas, so you're staying cool.
It was the ghost of the Lone Ranger. It's like, what do you mean I'm not a superhero?
Comedy Comics.
are you assuming their state?
It was just a bad joke, Chris.
Isn't this?
They're
I
all
think that's.
bad.
I,
They're
I
all
think
bad.
that's a very young Stan Lee there. In that
Oh, God,
photo.
yeah, with hair and everything.
Yeah, it's Stan Lee.
Crazy Comics.
That
Pictured
was,
above. Gotta-
So that's
Who was-
that there is nothing like Looney Tunes at all, is it?
During his army service, was in uniform during much of the time. The silly animal craze took center stage. Yeah. Super Rabbit. Comedy
Of
comic.
course.
Looks like Al Fago's work here.
Ajax Armored Car Service.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's
It's Super
fitting
Rabbit.
title.
Fight Super Nazis. Classic stuff. That's it. Crazy Comics. Is that Timmy? I think that's Timmy the Timid Ghost.
Hammer!
Timmy. Right. Of War and Funny Animals. Teen comedies. Patsy Walker. Nellie the Nurse. Millie the Model.
Blow
See
me
a
down.
lot of Trina Robbins in that. Whole lot of that in there. Teen Love.
Oh, the Blonde Phantom.
Samora. Memora.
Blonde
Nemora's cousin.
Phantom.
Yeah. Look at that. Blonde Phantom. Hello, fellows and girls. This is my very first magazine. Hope you enjoyed reading about my adventures on Earth. I'd love to hear from you and have to tell you what you thought of this magazine and also what type of story you'd like to read in the future. That's
Sorry,
Venus.
my cat's demanding attention.
Venus on Earth. There was a period of time there where Timely had turned its attention to doing comics for girls. That's where you got Millie the Model and Nellie the Nurse, Mora, Blonde Phantom, and Venus. Venus was pretty popular during that period.
look at the as interesting as this character is on the right. Look at the left page there with the Archie-looking dude.
Here?
Orange hair.
Archie. Yeah, it does look a bit Archie,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It does.
I love anatomy for comics back then. It's just it was just, let's make the most striking pose possible, whether someone would stand like that or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the way that the Blonde Phantom is facing completely away from any of the action and has to look totally round and twist her body round
Twist it. Yeah.
in order to see, so that we get a good look at her and her costume.
Yeah.
Great.
And you still get a
Love
little bit of bondage work in there too.
Yeah. What the hell? Get it in.
Just for the you know.
It's for the kids.
Well, that's
For the
a
kids.
rack, right? So it's a torture
Yeah.
device. It's medieval, right?
It's
They're in a
unreal.
medieval
Yeah.
dungeon.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of people that like that.
Horror at Haunted Castle. This issue.
I
Full-length
guess.
action thriller.
I'm not
I don't-
saying I do. I'm just saying there are. There are.
Hey, honey, can you put me on the rack tonight? Like, break my arms?
Yeah. Those conversations happen in homes
They-
all over the world.
I imagine they do.
Is this an After Dark show? Just asking.
I was just asking for a friend.
So, well, I've got a great book of Eric Stanton that we could sit and go through if we have to. That's a big fetish cartoonist.
I think we're okay.
S&M dude.
Let's-
Probably
let's-
not appropriate for Sunday Funnies.
I'm saying, let's go over that on Sunday Funnies. That'd be great.
And Oakley
YouTube will
Western
have a heart
Tales.
attack.
Yeah, they would probably. Especially when they
Family-friendly
find out it was all done in the 50s. Holy crap. What's all this?
Family-friendly broadcast.
Annie Oakley, Western Tales. The Black Rider. Coming of the little Western age for the boys.
I admit I kind of want some of the Annie Oakley ones.
They look pretty nice.
Get your gun.
Mystery of the Missing Mine.
The missing mind.
Western action. Mine. M-I-N.
Oh, right. I was about to say, I'm feeling pretty stupid this morning.
They were. They were drilling into a mountain, and then they lost the hole.
Oh no, that's extremely careless.
I guess. It's the dinner.
Dinner.
Prelude, Bambi, something.
Marvel
Batman
comics.
sleeping. I'm gonna have to look at the notation for that. But there's a group of big people there. Let me pull out the magnifier here. Sorry if you're seeing it.
That's all right.
I can't read it.
I wanted to take a trip to the dentist today.
That's it exactly. On a Sunday yet. Photographed Gentleman of Timely Comics and Funnies, 1942. Publisher Goodman stares while money piles up outside his door. In a cartoon by 42 to 45 editor-in-chief Vince Fago. Hey, that's right.
So,
Fuego.
Lone Star was saying in the comments they're similar to stage acting, I'm guessing, as far as the stage presence and body positioning. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Sorry we're a little late with the comments there.
Survey, a comic magazine
Oh,
devoted
just download it out again.
to the what? To the science, to the juvenile market. Published by Marvel Comics Group, editor Martin Goodman. Marvel Comic Group. That might be the first Marvel comic.
Really?
Oh, right. Okay.
Was a survey.
A little less exciting than,
Wasn't what I was expecting. No.
That says Marvel Comics formally. Oh, says above this timely Marvel publication
still
from the
timely.
late 40s, analyzed the comic book market for retailers and sported a cover by timely cartoonist Harvey Kurtzman, who would create Mad Magazine in the 50s. Right. The illustration above, a layout of the timely offices from 1947, behind the scenes book by Stan Lee, plus a jab by Vince Fago at Goodman's habit of paying Frank Torpy $25 a week for persuading him to enter the for persuading him to enter the comics world. That's this cartoon over here. Frank Torpy waiting for his $25 weekly check. The layout of the offices. I wish that was in solid black so everybody could see it. It's probably a little rough to see blue on blue like that. It's the start of the Marvel Comic Group.
Ooh, 1950s.
Frantic 50s. With, of course, Marvel Boy.
God, that look came back a few times, didn't it? He looks a little bit like Quasar.
Yeah, that's Quasar's outfit.
Look at that top
Marvel
line
Boy.
in the text.
The Deadly Decision.
No.
Bob
We're
Grayson,
We're in.
Earthborn citizen of Uranus, finds himself. All right, Beavis.
You can fit 63 Earth in 5 minutes.
Oh, you silly, simple bastard.
64 if you relax.
Finds himself faced with a universal problem, torn between two loves, parental and humanitarian. Forced to make a decision. With Jesus.
Can't hear you.
Randy, you sound like you're underwater.
Are you eating the microphone again?
Sorry, no.
That's better. There you go.
Hey,
It sounded
Back in
all
the
right
room.
over the. It's probably a loose connection in the mic wire there or something. What does he do? What would you do? That one person were your own parent
Take a nap.
or a parent for whom you felt completely responsible, what would you do? Let's take a look at the problem and see what he does. 1950s.
It took my eye a minute. For a second there, I thought he was throwing his head. And then instead of a fireball.
Oh, here? What? Yeah, no, his head's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Because the head kind of blends in a little bit.
It does. The frantic 50s, plus a year or two.
Be much more interesting if he just threw his head.
Do you know the design on this book makes it look like they did it in an afternoon to me.
Well, for you, that would have been 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to say it would have been a bit better than that, but anyway.
Yeah, they probably did. Astonishing. Terror tales of the night.
Just some melty eyeballs in the space.
Yeah.
It's Manley.
Not that I agree with
Mike Manley.
Yeah, not that I agree with the comics code. You can see where it was going, can't you? Mm-hmm. You could see it was looming, couldn't you? You know, with the Eerie and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
and all this kind of it's great stuff, you know.
In a couple of months, we'll go through some of those old EC books, and you'll really see it.
Yeah,
very morbid.
Books are so good.
You say that Astonishing covers by Joe Manley.
Manley, Manley, is that it? Manley, yeah, Mike Manley, the guy who did the Black Knight strip for so long.
Right.
Ended up he was going to be a major Marvel Comics guy until he got hit, I think, by a bus.
Yeah, he stepped between the train, didn't he? Apparently.
Oh, that's what it is. By a train.
On the subway, yeah.
He had a bad day.
That's sad.
It's rather
apparently he was quicker than Kirby, faster than Kirby drawing pages.
Damn.
Oh wow! Lord.
So
considering the amount of detail he was putting in.
Yeah. So could you imagine? Well, that was probably with the inks as well, there wasn't it? I'm just talking the pencils. Could you imagine Kirby and Manley at Marvel in the 60s?
Yeah.
That'd have been something, wouldn't it?
They wouldn't need any other artists.
No, that's true. Yeah, we'd never heard of John Buscema and Gene Colan, would we? They'd never got a job.
Or they would have ended up working for DC.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Completely different alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Venus. The thing in the cave.
Is it a mask or wearing a hat?
Yeah, he's a skull man. He's a skeleton man, and she didn't notice his hands when he took her out for dinner.
Yeah,
maybe he's wearing gloves.
Maybe he was. Yeah,
the most terrifying horror that ever existed.
Kiss of death.
You can tell the EC comics are really really taking a hold here.
I mean, it begs the question, doesn't it? Is that a mask, or is it her boyfriend's head?
Probably.
Or a mask of her boyfriend's head.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with yes.
And how does that all hold together if that's the skull? Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
it's a comic.
It's obvious.
It's comics.
Duct tape.
It's comics. Tidal wave of fear.
That guy there with the hands, it looks like Outer Limits type of thing, doesn't it?
It's an old 1950s illustration warning kids of self-abuse.
Is that Tidal Wave of Fear? Is that a Kirby?
Yeah, it looks like Commanded, doesn't it?
It looks like a Kirby face on that girl.
That really looks like Bill Everett to me. Let's see here.
It's not Kirby.
I'm gonna have to bring down the magnifier again. 50s titles, terrific, Kiss of Death, opposite, other terrifying titles. So let's say that really does look like Everett.
Yeah, it's definitely not Kirby, but I know what Rust means.
Yeah, it's a great illustration though.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? A bit like a swastika the way she's got around, isn't it?
Yeah. Everybody's wet. I mean, really wet here. You can see.
It's pretty awesome.
Evil red claws. Tales of terror.
Be quite unfortunate to suddenly have like lobster hands.
Yeah, it would be a little distressing.
Pick things up.
There's Joe Maneely.
Yeah. Both of them, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost kind of sad the Comics Code came out.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Well, it was a chance for greedy people to take advantage of the distribution system.
You
That was really the main reason, wrapped around trying to protect the children instead of coming up with a grading system or making folks aware that comics weren't just for kids anymore, because a lot of the people that were doing comics in the 50s were the same ones that were reading them in the 30s and 40s. They just Goldman, and I don't remember who the other guy was that was running Archie, and a couple of the other companies decided they could slam out and cut out Charles Burrow and the EC line.
There should be a certification process for comics, like the movies, like PG.
Well, that's what they thought they were doing with the Code Authority.
Yeah, that they're not. All they're doing is saying you can't read this because we don't think you're capable of it.
Yeah,
which is a completely different thing.
Really, what they were saying is you can't make comics and sell millions of copies, and we'll stop you by making it illegal for you to put crime or horror on the cover.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like you say, it wasn't a real attempt at doing that. But I think if you were to have a proper system, probably it would have to be self-cert with a random checking. So because you couldn't have somebody check everything, because I think that would be too censorious.
Well, that was the Code Authority. They were running over everything.
But if you had that and you had a self-checking system, but then you would have to have like an editor who would be prepared to put that PG whatever. Because I think most Marvel comics currently are at least PG, maybe even higher, because of the content that they have in them.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly wouldn't give it to a 10-year-old.
No.
I just wouldn't. Whereas when I was 10, I was reading Marvel comics, and they had all kinds of subject matter in them, but they never overstepped the mark. It was always all ages. And I think that would actually help, because it would restrict sales, as in people would buy them appropriately, and it would mean that they put better stories in.
Mm-hmm. Floating head.
The brain.
It's the brain.
The face.
There we go. Black Knight.
Ah! That'd be lovely lighting, though. You know the light's coming from below.
It's
smashing. Smashing, baby.
Is that guy holding the Hulk's head?
Almost. Yeah, it's long before the Hulk, though. I thought it was the Black Knight when I first looked at it.
Look at the right there.
That's his head. That's his head.
It is.
Yeah, I know. It looks like the Hulk.
That's great.
It won't even fit that helmet.
No, that's Use your imagination.
Absolutely, it's a comic book. Come on.
Some botched foreshortening. Look in the right there with the Menace, Burton's blood.
Yeah,
that's just fantastic.
Or Burton.
Yep.
Look at the title on the first one. She wouldn't stay dead.
Damn it!
Dead yet?
That Burton's blood. I like that. I like the fact that it's got ears on a skull. It's great.
Yeah. It's like a vampire, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got little Nosferatu pointed ears there. Nice knee.
That's a Lich. One of my the antagonists in my book I'm working on has ears in the skull.
Yeah. Oh, good. Gotta love it.
Well, it's more like they're just really, really old, right? Like as if the wizard just kept aging as mortality went on, or immortality went on, or whatever you call it, undeath.
Yeah, I will protect myself with a pointed stick.
I believe that zombies are a protected group.
Well, according to ChatGPT, they definitely are.
Yeah.
Too violent for ChatGPT.
War Adventures. Human Torch in Korea. We're still technically Atlas at this point.
That's right.
Battle fatigue.
We can say we're still technically at war with Korea.
Yeah. Issue. I do want a certain death. The man who remembered. We were trapped.
Suppose he's underwater again.
Yep.
Huh. Still?
Okay. Oh no, you're back.
And you're good now.
That is weird.
I think it's lag. Nothing.
Might be. It's probably my cords though here to the microphone.
Lag,
Because
man.
Allison was underwater for a split second just after you, so it might be.
Huh.
Blub, 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 blub.
Let's blame StreamYard anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll blame StreamYard.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
their
yeah,
fault.
Without
It's not
doubt.
us. Never.
Even though we're using it as a free service. Actually, no,
Exactly.
I'm paying for mine.
It's like, actually,
Combat.
no.
No, I can complain. I pay for mine. Sort yourself out, StreamYard.
Paying customer.
This is a paid for one.
You're flipping back and forth between channels in my earphones. That must be me.
Yeah, I definitely blame you.
I'm gonna unplug here for a second.
Oh, he unplugged. Don't
That
do
co-
it, Randy.
That cover is just excellent.
See if that
Navy
helps.
combat.
Navy combat one. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. I also
Yeah,
like
that
the
is kinda
combat
cool,
cover
isn't it?
a lot.
Yeah.
The
Big.
top one.
Codes kicked in at that
Yep.
point. Big code stamp on it.
I could just imagine them bursting into a song and dance number after that.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like a YMCA thing. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a there ain't nothing like a day.
No,
That one works too.
except the Morecambe and Wise version.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Down Periscope?
No.
No,
Really?
no.
That's worth a watch.
Don't tell us anymore.
I bet it's got something to do with having the periscope down.
But it's got a lot to do with
It's about a
submarines.
submarine.
Yeah.
I watched Das
Oh,
Boot the other day.
That's
Das
what?
Boot is amazing.
Das
I recommend
Boot's
Das Boot over Down Paris.
yeah. Watch Das Boot. You've been in a submarine when you've been in. Watch that.
Ooh, young men. We're getting back to the YMCA.
Young Men comics.
Oh, young
Totally
man.
Look at that red skull over there. Just, in the corner.
The scowl is great. It's like,
It's a frequent nemesis. Somebody
Yeah,
in the 50s that Captain America hated so much he traveled to hell.
That's pretty
Go
naff.
after.
That,
Make sure
although
he
the
suffered.
picture to the right of it is not naff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
The red of the torch on that Young Men cover is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just looks great. That red.
I love
Here.
the gradient effect.
One on the left? Oh, yeah, the shading.
it's
That's great.
It's just beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of redder than red.
There's a joke there. I don't want to say fear of Glenn beating the crap out of me.
Why would I do that?
He's got to reach you, mate. Say what you like.
I don't know where you are or who you are. I could never do that.
He roughly knows where I am, and I'm quite
But
happy to
Glenn
say
travels a lot. He can find you.
I know where
See,
Russ is.
exactly-
I know where Russ is. I'm standing outside his front door now.
that. Yeah, I was going to say, I know where Russ is as well. I don't want to go there.
He's the Liam Neeson of Sunday Funnies.
Yes, he is.
I will find you.
I will find. I have a certain set of skills that may involve drawing hatch.
Deep Sea Avenger. Submariner.
Deep Sea Avenger. Before they were the Avengers, we had the Deep Sea Avenger.
It's nice the way they've done him under the water, isn't it?
It's getting ready to give the guy in the wetsuit some nookies.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that
It's going,
mean?
nookie.
What's a nookie?
So you rub your knuckles across the
Oh,
top
right.
of his head.
Okay. All right.
What do they call that in Great Britain?
I think it's a noogie.
That's probably a salt.
Well, yeah, salt. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Assault would be the threatening of it. It's battery.
Oh yeah, battery.
Fair enough.
Here we have a black and white page in the final color as it was printed.
Rawr.
Well, the Human Torch really, like looking at the black and white, then you see the color of it, and you're like, oh, well, he definitely jumps from the page and the color.
Yeah. It's also different, isn't it? It's been edited.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the fact that the only reference they've gotten for this thing maybe watching that cowboy film with the dinosaur in it.
Night of the Iguana.
That's Richard Burton, isn't it?
Or Valley of something.
That's it. Valley of Death or something.
Valley of Iguana.
Yeah. And that's it. They watched that film once, and then from memory they drew this. It's great.
What a great film, though.
I love that film.
I'm going to do a movie with cowboys and dinosaurs. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, where could you go wrong?
Next comic, Cowboys and Dinosaurs.
Yep.
Start writing, Randy. I'm up for that one.
Is that a steptoe there, Russ?
Here's
what?
No, that guy there.
Harold, my bath is cold.
We got the wondrous Frederick Wortham.
Yep. Whom?
Single-handedly ruined comics.
Look at that brilliant text. Who are you digging that for? Who do you think?
Oh, so you're the guys who killed Jimmy Hoffa and buried him. Got it. All right, I'm out of here, guys.
Nobody buried Jimmy Hoffa. Everybody got mailed pieces.
That is far worse and cooler. All right.
How do you end up in that situation where the lady in the red dress, like,
why would you just be standing there? That's the thing.
Yeah, like, why weren't you running?
Well, she's just coming back from a night out, and she has to go through the graveyard and ended up in the barn.
Yeah,
my little stroll through the graveyard at like midnight, and
you do.
Yeah, exactly, like you do.
Good thing there's a graveyard right in the backyard there.
Yeah.
That catchphrase is never going to go.
They're like in the shed, but I mean, they even have their own gravestone for her and everything. It's like, hey, this is perfect. I mean, this is a Plenty of Fish dates has gone very bad.
You meaning the catfish, I guess?
What she's thinking is like, I should have swiped left.
Probably. Uncanny Tales. Won't you step into the parlor and feast your eyes on the Spider-Man?
Look at that title as well. The Man Who Couldn't Come Back. What does that mean?
That's the Spider-Man. But he's not the Spider-Man, is he? He's just a man in a spider web and the spider's coming to eat him. That looks like the end of the original Fly.
That's right, yeah.
Help me. That's about that time. That time frame, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, we got a comment from Lone Star. Cowboys and dinosaurs. I'm in. Sadly, today most cowboys are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Well, it's very, very clever play on words.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'd totally be in for Cowboys and Dinosaurs. They've done Cowboys and Aliens.
Yep. No, that was a comic first, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I thought so.
I'm sure somebody's already done Cowboys and Dinosaurs too. You just gotta probably jump into obscurity.
They did Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's Joe Maneely.
There you are.
God, I knew exactly who it was, and I almost said Joe Simon. I was like, but I'm like, oh no, that's not Joe Simon.
Look at that Black Knight illustration. Look at that.
Yeah, the Black Knight illustration is great.
Wow,
just classic.
And look how he's done that horse turning away to the right.
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
the angle of it, the movement and the angle of it.
Yeah,
because that other guy's got off his. I mean, fantastic. Look at that.
I love the lance, the way he has it, the foreshortening on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superb. Everything about that.
Yeah, this is an amazing cover, just in general.
He was an amazing artist.
Yeah, he was.
They reprinted a lot of his stories later in Marvel Superheroes. Ran a Black Knight story, I think, once an issue for quite a while.
I bet you there was a few nerds out there, historical nerds, who were like up in arms about the armor.
Yeah, don't care.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Well, it works for me.
Yeah.
But
Fabulous.
yeah, I could see where people would, or there'd definitely be people who complain about it, and I just don't care.
Don't
Yeah, but
bring that historical nerd crap to my
Yeah,
door.
but he's unique, isn't he? He's got his own armor.
Yeah, it is, which is great. It's great. It's fantastic.
That's a good cover, isn't it? It's really
There's
lovely.
a quote from Neil deGrasse Tyson where he's talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and somebody asked him, they're like, well, how do you feel about having sound in space with it? Doesn't that like irk you and all that? He goes, I've accepted the fact that there's a paramilitary raccoon in the movie. I can accept the fact there's some sound in space.
Yeah. It's like, get over yourself.
Oh yeah.
Look at the guy there with his broken lance. He's going, "Don't! It just cost me $20."
Yes, that was an expensive lance. That was my dad's lance. What am I going to tell him?
My granddad. Yeah.
And he's fighting Mordred.
Lance has been in the family for years.
Look,
There's signatures on that page there. You got Artie Simek, Sol Brodsky.
yeah, let's go.
Stories from King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. Yeah. Yeah. Great collection of autographs here. Classic Bill Everett signature.
Mm-hmm. I love Bill Everett's signature. It stands out so well.
Sweet.
Oh, I wish I had a good signature.
You still can make one.
Yeah, but what about all the stuff I've already done?
Let
You've
it
got to
go.
make it recognizable, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I changed my signature and put a little cat face on it, and it's fine now.
I'm going to turn the page and then be right back.
That just before you go, that page there, it's to do with Joe Maneely's baby, isn't it? Betty Jean's his wife. Betty Jean and Daddy Joe. That's
Probably,
to do with
yeah.
Congratulations on his baby.
Turn the page.
We don't want to talk about babies.
No, we just don't want to be
wasn't
stuck
talking
here
about
while
babies,
he's
talking about
gone for
signatures.
10 minutes.
I'm not gone that long.
Oh, okay.
It says that now. All right.
There we
Okay.
are.
Chat, let's do a timer.
Oh, let's do some racism now.
Oh, yeah,
There we
definitely.
go.
Get some
Look at
yellow
that.
peril stuff coming in.
Look at that, Joe Maneely again, that Black Knight cover.
Oh, look at that.
Fantastic, isn't
That
it?
reminds me of Brian Bolland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love the black
Yeah,
and
it does.
white
doesn't it?
And it's got the tape on it to match where the lettering's going to go and everything.
Yeah.
Paste ins. Yeah. Just great.
Have a good day at work.
Glue come unglued there. Or unwaxed probably at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Days. And of course the Yellow Claw, Master of Mystery.
You see where Steranko was coming from, can't you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Went right back to the original design.
Yeah.
Of what?
So is that-
Oh, the claw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
He
a
nailed it, didn't he?
is
Yeah,
that a
just got
rooster
rid of
claw or
Sorry.
a dragon claw?
Dragon claw.
Yes.
Got to be a dragon, isn't it?
Hang on one sec.
It's
Tracy,
got to be a dragon.
is that a rooster claw or a dragon claw?
Let's
When
go
we
with
find a
that.
dragon, we'll let you know.
That's
It
true.
can't be a rooster claw. Would be
Dragon?
the toes would be
Chicken feet?
far
three up.
further apart,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So
The
that's a dragon claw.
the resident Chinese person has told us it's chicken feet.
Sorry, difference at 5-1 there.
Apparently, difference of 5 to 1.
No.
Just
That's a
say,
dragon.
This
That's a
was the
dragon.
50s. Come on.
it's the 50s. It's a
you know-
claw.
What he did,
It's a claw.
what he did, he took that hat off him as well, didn't he?
It's a claw and it's yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thus, he's the Yellow Claw.
Oh, that could also lend credence to the fact it's a chicken foot.
Could be.
And what's the hill we're going to die on today, guys? Is it a chicken or a dragon?
Actually, it's an imitation of
Put
Fu
it this way.
Manchu. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's yellow peril. It's thinly disguised. It's really not so thinly disguised, but it's racist. Yay!
What was the secret of Yellow Claw's living shadows? Look at that.
It's not so much racist, though, is it, as stereotype?
Yeah, it's stereotype, but I mean, it's the yellow peril.
But it's the same thing, really.
Basically.
I don't think so, but
I mean,
I don't know. Ask the resident Chinese person.
she left already.
Damn it!
in disgust.
Probably.
No, she's perfectly fine with all this stuff.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a product of its time, but the yellow peril craze definitely is looked at today as very racist. So.
Yeah, but everything is looked at as racist today. I think there's a difference.
True.
But
Stop clouding the facts with the truth.
My personal view
Exactly.
is racism is about making it's effectively, if you consider somebody less than you because of the color of the skin, and that's it. That's the end of it. Everything else is cultural differences.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I completely agree.
It's just so it's difficult to shout out things in the past as being racist because really they were cultural differences in the most part, due to ignorance.
Yeah.
So they could put that cover on there and have that guy with yellow skin and all the rest of it because so many people were ignorant of the rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
Literally, my fiance, she calls herself a Twinkie, so.
Well,
I'm sure she is much nicer than an actual Twinkie.
God, I hope so. Those things are gross.
I recognize that as Stan, right? Is that Stan Lee? Who's that?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Stan.
And that's Everett in the back, right?
Is it?
Oh, look at that Strange Worlds. Look at that.
That crab-looking thing is just awesome.
That's War of the Worlds, isn't it? Basically, they're ripping off.
It's Joe Maneely. It's Joe Maneely in the background.
Oh, it's Joe Maneely. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Glenn.
Farewell Party poster, 1957.
I could just see somebody watching this in hindsight and getting all frustrated and upset at our conversation, and then the resident, Chinese lady speaks up, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, we're good to go."
I would call that tough.
Yeah.
I'd say grow up and just people talking. Nobody's saying anything bad. We're just talking.
If you don't like it, don't listen.
We're just having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what's great about the TV, which is always amazing when you see all these letters on the BBC. I saw your program the other day and I thought it was awful. It's like, Jesus Christ, love, get yourself a life and turn it off.
Yeah.
What is wrong
exactly.
with you?
Did you see that Ricky Gervais thing he did about the Christian guy?
No.
Did you see that?
I've seen several things that he's done.
Yeah. He said this guy contacted him. This religious guy contacted him and said, "I can't wait to see you in hell being raped by the devil." And he says, "Well, that means you'll be there as well." Then.
That's a big graphic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Pedro, good morning.
Here.
Pedro's here.
You've come
Late as normal.
Pedro's here. Yeah.
Oh no.
We have to stop talking about him now.
Oh, no French comics today. Thank you.
I just out of curiosity, is there any more story about the fishmonger as the saga?
Oh, he got a new pickup truck.
Yeah, we heard that one.
They got that at Nerd Bacon. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last.
I've still got to watch Nerd Bacon from this week.
You haven't watched Nerd Bacon yet, so spoilers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
This is some postcards that Bill Everett sent to his daughter.
I want a pickup truck.
Oh, those are cool.
Rather cool. Yeah.
You remember what people used to write to each other?
Yeah, they
mail? Did.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think they still do.
But it's an email. It's an email and spam.
People still use email?
Yeah, and nudity.
Plus it's texting.
And nudity.
And nudity. Yay, nudity.
Social, yeah.
Nobody's communicated to me with nudity in a long time.
Yeah, look at the lines on that.
No.
Yeah.
People still use text. I thought everybody was on VR chat now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. I just get a series of
Spore. It's the monster age.
Spore.
Rorg.
Monster eggs.
We'll be taking a closer look at them in a future show.
Spore wants to eat.
This is the age of like where they're making up like words and like weird sounding words and making monster stuff because it's like nothing's working.
What are we gonna call him, Stan? Blah. Okay.
They got somebody having a seizure. Like, what? How did he sound? Okay, write that down.
Oh, I mean, Fing Fang Foom.
Yeah, Fing Fang Foom.
I love Fing Fang Foom.
Yeah.
So
Me
we're
too.
gonna punch you in the stomach,
Oh,
and then
no,
we're gonna
that's
see how that
terrible.
sounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's a new name. Yeah.
Hold
Sure,
still.
something
I want
Fang
to. I'm gonna hit you with this bat to see what the noise makes.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that sounds like a wait. What clunk?
Yeah. Okay, so we did wood. Now let's do aluminum. Let's see if we get something.
I'm
different
sorry, this is terribly racist, but that brought a joke to mind about how they name their children by throwing an iron pot down the stairs.
Yep.
God.
Cancel.
I don't know what
We're going to
nationality
cancel
or race.
now. I mean, with Ricky
Some are
Gervais
coming to
on
mind.
that
I'm
crazy-
sorry. Anyway,
No, you
I
got you got
apologize if anybody's potentially offended by that.
no. The resident Asian gave you a pass a long time ago.
Yeah, you keep it vague. You kept it vague.
Maybe an A pass.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat,
I'm going
Well-
all over the world now.
we'll run this now.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Too late.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We didn't want to offend the sponsors. Anyway,
What sponsors?
exactly. Little, is that Ditko here? That's what it looks
No,
like.
it's Kirby.
Is that Kirby?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where?
Okay, yeah, I see it in the face. The
Yeah.
way the
what's that- what-
way the
that's
monster's
Kirby.
drawn there, it really looks
That's
like.
why I was
Ditko
saying
to
to you, Glenn, look at the
It's-
lines on that.
Yeah, it's inked by Decayers, but it's a fantastic drawing, isn't it?
me. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I really love that. It looks really
Yeah.
cool.
The scope.
That's
Also, I
definitely
mean-
Kirby characters down here
Yeah.
running. Though.
Yeah.
Fabulous, isn't it?
I'm also a sucker
Beautiful.
for anything that's basically kaiju. So
Yeah.
But I can
Yeah.
see what you mean by Ditko, Randy.
Yeah, up in here.
Yeah.
absolutely.
so, like,
yeah.
they're not Japanese down there, are they? It's like Gojira!
Rambu.
Rumble. Yeah, dude. Somebody's
that's
having a
awesome.
seizure. Yeah.
The very name made mankind tremble.
Oh God, Mumex.
Rumble.
Mumex.
Mumex.
He lives again.
Huh.
Giant
Mumex.
mummy.
King of the Mumex. So it's like mummy and Rex
Yeah.
in one word. Awesome. Wow.
Beware.
Okay. Beware. I mean, but he's a huge boy.
That's
be queen of the
hysterical,
mummy.
Mum X.
Yeah, Mumex.
Is that a
My
cowboy
job.
in the front there?
Capture a Martian.
Yeah.
Which
Mummies and cowboys.
Oh, they're in
Right there.
What's the
Arabian
next one?
outfits. They're in Arabian
Yeah.
robes here.
Okay.
No, they're musketeers.
The musketeers.
I'm
Let's
not
not
gonna
go-
do it today.
I was going to say,
Go with
let's
yes.
not go there. Anyway,
Are
I'm
they
not gonna do it today.
musketeers?
we've already
Yeah, the musketeers. Yeah.
Musketeers?
musketeers.
Disney
Hey,
fans getting eaten.
Yeah.
My job, capture a Martian.
Nice.
I think this Rambu character is underrated.
I think he's great, isn't he?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Rambo. Look at his
Rambo.
face. His mouth is in his stomach.
Yes.
Yeah. Kirby
might-
Ayers again.
It's more
You might
direct,
say he's
I suppose.
astonishing.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
astonishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could
Astonishing.
generate
I love
a tails to astonish.
I love the Droom.
Yeah. The
Then we got Titano.
Titano. I can respect
Great
Titano.
Another great
Yep.
shot.
Got
Yeah.
weird.
Love
Oh, it's that
that.
guy was it's that Titano is that guy was so early he's completed his change from his
His
lobster
metamorphosis.
hands.
Titano.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
cool.
no.
All right.
It's a
So here's
glandular thing.
the question: which of these four is going to win in a fight?
I don't know. Titano looks like a giant king crab, and that's just
I
delicious
think
to me.
I think Rambu would win.
I think
Rambo.
Rambo's
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he's the big man on stage here.
Yeah.
If Titano's like a
Uh,
giant crab, he's gonna kind of come at you sideways. So
Yeah,
No, I'm
exactly.
gonna give it to the undead monster because he's
yeah,
undead.
the Mumex.
Oh, yeah,
The
that's
Max-
good.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
mummies
just
are
grab him and
different.
unravel him. That's all.
yeah,
Oh, man.
Titano's weakness is like steam and butter. So
Is
no.
that the
Somebody attacks him with melted butter. He
Yeah,
runs
with melted
away.
butter, steam, and
Run
pour
is
like
that the
parsley on it.
doctor from Futurama
mhm.
in Titano?
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Actually, this giant dude here takes them all.
Yeah.
He's giant dude.
And that guy's just like,
He's
What
normal size. It's just all the Martians are really tiny.
That must be what it is.
The
The
weed.
Lone Star's got another comment here. He says, "Cowboys and did we read this one already?"
I think
yeah,
so.
I read it.
Oh,
Yep.
I apologize.
That guy there.
Cowboys and
We're doing it
Masters. I'm in. Yeah.
We should do cowboys and mummies.
And
Cowboys and
Momex.
Mummics.
Didn't they already do that with the Mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
pretty
basically
much.
did with the remake of the
There
Mummy.
was a
Can you
cowboy.
imagine? I don't know.
Ooh, the Fantastic Four.
Ooh, the Marvel
Marvel
Age
Age.
begins.
Comics
Oh,
begins. The
I do great
60s.
Hulk.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, that was way better.
Why is the Hulk green instead of gray?
Oh, I know that. I know that one.
They couldn't hold color back then.
Yeah.
They couldn't hold the color tone.
Mhm.
So they made him a primary color.
Yeah.
Writer's Digest article from Stan. How to make money in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Get another job.
Yeah.
It's
Having it.
No, you,
Have a
Yeah,
really
how-
rich wife.
how you make money in comics is get the other guy to do all the work.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
true.
Mhm.
Well,
Stan knows all about that.
Yeah, how to make money in comics? You don't.
the classic way of making money in comics, or how to make a small fortune in comics, start with the large.
Yeah. How do you make $1 million in comics? You start with 10 million.
Yeah.
We should get Trump to run comics.
This is a reproduction of Stan's typewritten page describing the Fantastic Four back in '61.
That's pretty cool.
Found behind a filing cabinet 30 years later. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
probably.
Glenn, you're so bitter.
Listen, it's the truth.
All depends
I'm
on
not
whose
bitter. I don't
story
care.
Yeah,
But I'm just interested in the truth.
Kirby's got a great
The bitter
version
truth.
of that. How he walked into the offices and Stan was sitting on a stool crying because they were recalling all of the office furniture.
Well, it's
I
like
know.
that golf match that never took place.
Yeah.
Everybody else, apart from some people who were at the golf, allegedly deny the conversation happened.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking
What,
about.
the one about
One-
the event, the Justice League and the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Between
Yeah.
Goodman and Brodsky. Yeah.
Stan said between old direct competition on the street.
And of course, don't forget, Kirby was publishing. DC were publishing Challenger of the Unknown which is the Fantastic Four, isn't it? And under a different name.
It's a
4 years
fascinating
Yeah.
direct line. You can just dissect the entire team down.
Mhm.
At somebody, if they haven't already, should write a book or at least a long treaty on it. They did that on the Tomorrows. Did that with Thor, and sat down and showed where every element that they used in Thor, Kirby had used before that.
Yep.
In another short story, in a multiple short stories.
Mm.
Maljorn, the design of the hammer, the look of Thor, just everything goes right back to these stories that Kirby had done before, long before he did Thor. So
That doesn't surprise me.
We got another comment, a new one from Red Dress Press.
Chris,
Hello.
happy to have you in the house. Glenn is fired up today.
I've not said anything yet.
When is he not? That's
There you go. What is he not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you'd had a lot of coffee today, Glenn.
Look at that.
I never drink
look at that.
coffee, Russ.
Great
That's-
rendition of Human Torch there.
That might be the problem.
yeah.
He's also never had a hamburger either.
Yeah.
No, I never said that.
McDonald's.
I said I've never had a McDonald's.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
that I
yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
That is pure respect. That
No,
he's
it's
at
just-
McDonald's.
He's had an
I was just
extremely
having a
good
go at you.
hamburger.
I know. I can take it.
I went to a fete like the other week, and they had Romanian hamburgers. They were great.
They ground up Romanians.
Yes.
Well, we've got lots of them.
Mm.
But,
That sounds like it has a lot of paprika on it.
I'll be here all week.
Yeah.
If your waitress try the veal.
Yeah.
You spice it right, it'll all taste
Yeah.
like chicken.
Like chicken. Just lots of paprika and
Red dress is
Fantastic
like,
Four,
no,
meet the
McDonald's
mole
aren't this
man.
thing.
like, wow, this burger is full of pierogi. Yeah, no.
Oh God, that was terrible.
I know. Sorry.
Cancel.
Pedro's with the
Doubly
zinger at
canceled.
the end.
Yeah.
Pedro don't care. No, he
Mm,
don't care.
Pedro don't care.
No shit's given.
yeah.
Look at what Sue's saying there.
Oh, McDonald's, you aren't missing anything.
No, you're not. I
No.
worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't see like the temptation of McDonald's to be like that strong. Like, oh, I can't wait to taste that clown. Like, no.
I think there's
Where do
far
you
less,
think they got the inspiration for the movie The Stuff?
Yeah.
far less Eastern European in McDonald's and far more South American. I think.
Oh, there's a lot of McDonald's down here. I mean, some people go crazy
I mean, in the meat.
because of that. Yeah.
That's
Oh
it.
well, Latin Americans. It depends on the country.
Was it in that book where they said that some people had actually fallen into the vats and they didn't stop the machine?
Well, that's
gotta
really
be
happened
urban
in
legend.
Colombia. That really
Yeah.
happened in
Probably.
Colombia. There was a lady making like people empanadas for a couple of years.
Empanadas are delicious.
Yeah,
They're made of people.
yeah, they're made of people. It was Soylent Green.
Soylent
Soylent
Green
Green,
are
yeah.
people.
Empanadas?
Empanada, not the people
Empanadas are made of
empanadas,
people.
but
Yeah,
the regular empanadas.
yeah.
The ones made of like chicken and meat. And
Mhm.
Are we sure it's chicken and not dragon?
Yeah, dragon meat. Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
who knows?
Or
I
that
always-
might be a
I-
goldfish.
I always liked the design of the Fantastic Four vehicle. It was just like a shape. You know what I mean?
It's a bathtub that's
It's-
split
yeah.
into four.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
flying bathtub.
Yeah,
To be
well,
honest.
I'm having a lozenge. Wait
I
a
remember
minute.
the modern one they made.
Yeah,
they
it's like
remade
cubes.
it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I get it. It's a racing car. They just took off the wheels.
Dude, it's a lozenge. It's a Ricola.
It's
Johnny
Kirby
went
was
into
like,
hot rods.
Damn it, I have a deadline.
It's a Tic Tac UAP. That's what it is.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a Tic Tac. It's like,
It's a Tic
No,
Tac.
it's an- I'm
slap a four on
positive.
it.
I'm positive it's an early racing car without the wheels.
Yeah, just slap a 4 in it. We're good. We're good. We're good.
This is Jolly Joe, right? Joe
Mhm.
Staten or Joe Sinnott.
Yeah.
He looks jolly.
He's Jolly.
Joe's great.
Jolting Joe Sinnott.
Jolton.
Jolton. Oh,
I'm sure he was jolly at one point. Though.
Jolly Jack Kirby. And Kirby said he's far from jolly.
Yeah, I was about to say that ain't Jack. Jousting Jack. How's that?
Oh.
Turning to the
Namor. You see? Yeah.
Namor.
Namor. The Mexican.
Namor.
of
Yeah.
Namor. Yeah.
Yeah, his full name is Rodolfo Namor, and he's from Yucatan. Like, actually, I see it now.
Oh, no, really? Okay.
I see it now.
I see it in the bendy arms. I see it in the high-waisted knickers.
Yeah,
They're great.
exactly. Like, my room's smelling of tamales now. Like, yeah,
Still looks better than the movie version.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's more in shape. He's in more shape now.
Holy
It's
moly.
more in shape, yeah.
Yeah,
What a mess.
dude, that guy had a full-blown taco body, man. Like, no, he didn't do a push-up for that shoot.
Yeah. Seemed to walk through that whole production too.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. Hulk,
Hulk. He's green now.
the terror of the Toad Men.
Nice.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Totally riveting story. Yeah.
Ribbit, MFR. Yeah.
Totally riveting.
Dick
Totally
Cohen
riveting.
King
Look at
on
them all
Kirby
there
there.
shouting at the screen.
It was kind of more
Yeah.
like Hulk to me, but yeah.
Long before video games too.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, if they're Toads and they're coming up against the Hulk, I feel bad for the Toads now. Like, what can they really do?
Yeah,
He
it's going to
just
be
throws them all
smushy,
into a
innit?
giant pot at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Smushy
Right.
toads.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. This wasn't thought out, I think.
Not by the toads, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
nope.
Well, they're still at the end of their monster era
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So Hulk fights Toad Men. The Avengers fight the evil Lava Men,
I mean,
You know,
Lima Man sounds more
FF
scary.
Mole Men. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Lava men would be a lot more scarier than toad men.
Then Toadman.
I
What
would agree that lava men sound far more dangerous.
yeah, dude.
Unless they were lava men, and it was just
Larva
really
men.
Larva?
suddy soap. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's like wolf.
That could just be gross.
All stuck in
Yeah.
a chrysalis. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
like
lather
going to,
up now.
The
we're
start
gonna
of
go into
Spider-Man.
Poopa now. Fear us. Spider-Man.
Prisoners of
Oh.
Doctor Doom.
Dude, Doctor Doom is one of the greatest designs
Yeah.
for villain
Oh God.
ever.
Why
Oh
have
God.
they not used him properly?
Yeah, I mean, in
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Screw
that
that.
one of the most screwed off characters
Yeah.
that's ever been in the Marvel universe.
yeah, but the mask, like the cowl,
Yeah,
just the fact
Everything
that he
about him.
owns a country, yeah, it's awesome.
He's
I
got
love his
he's-
design.
yeah, he's got serious like old horror movie vibes to him,
Mhm.
Oh God.
Yeah,
doesn't he? That's why
It's
he
like-
works. He's
It's
everything.
like the man in the iron
Yep.
mask with like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
yes, Yep.
So some of my fiance's friends are Latvian, right? So
Yeah.
we went to this Latvian gathering together for some kind of event or holiday or something. And like as a joke, I was like, where exactly is Latveria?
Latveria.
Yeah, they weren't impressed.
They were confused.
No, I didn't think they would be
It's
amused.
those trouble. They never have a sense of humor.
and then their friends looked at her and said, "You let him put a ring on you?"
Mhm.
Yeah, she loves me.
Hey.
Probably one of my absolute favorite characters. I love
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
What they did
That's,
to my boy.
That cover over there, the design of that sketch. That's
Mhm.
look at the flow in that.
Yeah, very loose.
Who
I
drew
like
that?
it.
Because that doesn't look very Ditko.
No, it
No, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
It's Marie Severin.
Ah,
It is, and it's a quickie
Fantastic,
drawing
isn't it?
too. It's a quick sketch, yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
with a brush pen. It looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, the way she
Anything-
hit the perspective with the brush is
Yeah,
good.
Amazing.
It's unnerving. That's what it is.
you can
Just
tell it's
knocking it
quick
out.
though because it's
Yeah.
the perspective on it varies.
Oh yeah, it varies, but
Yeah, it's not perfect, but the flow
And it's
of the
just
action,
a rough. It gets
yeah,
the
it's the
point
rough.
across.
It's the
Yeah.
roughy. So
Thumbnails.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flow of the action is there though.
mhm.
But
Can get more actiony than that.
you've done this by this time. They've done this like 6,000 times, right?
Yeah.
So
what?
the
Covers?
covers and perspective shots and drawing Spider-Man, and like you could just knock it out at that point. Your hands would just have the muscle memory.
It might be an entire 15, 20, maybe a half an hour at most at that.
Hmm.
Just to get the point across. Probably sent to somebody to do a final on or just
Yeah.
a suggestion for a cover.
I just clean these up. Do
You
it.
gotta be 20 minutes to knock that out or less.
Mhm. I mean, but that's when the big bucks are coming in. Like
Glenn,
when
what
you go
about-
from lettuce to the grill.
Yeah.
Tim Quinn told me the story of how he sat in an office with Sal Buscema. I think it was Sal. And we're talking about doing a cover, and he just sketched a cover out for him there and then on the spot. 20 minutes, bang, there it was.
There you go. There you go, kid.
Is
Now
Glenn
shoot,
still
you
with us?
bother me.
I would say I'm
I'm
jealous,
still here, yeah.
but I'm definitely jealous.
Yeah.
So
I'm here.
Still a great piece though.
Oh yeah.
you have, I think when you were younger, were doing a lot of perspective stuff
Yeah.
just by hand, right? So
Yeah.
sketching it out. How long do you think without rulers? Now how long do you think that took?
What, with that thing over on the right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably did take 20 minutes.
Yeah,
20
I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really quick.
Yeah, it's a quick sketch.
I mean, I can rough out decent perspective very fast. Where it quasi works. So.
Definitely a brush pen though, because you
Yeah.
can see how fast she's moving here.
So what do you think?
The
What do you think,
box
Glenn?
for the code authority? Yeah.
I think she probably spent longer inking and doing the background buildings than she did in the actual composition of the pencil of the rough.
Oh God!
So I reckon that take her half an hour at the most, because she knows what she's doing.
That kind of helps.
She was working at the office, and she was the bullpen at this point. Yeah, doing all the touch-ups and all the last-minute corrections. Here comes Thor. Exciting superhero of all time.
Comes Thor. Oh, look at that rock man back there.
I had problems with that helmet for the longest time, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like when I was a kid, like he has wings on his head. What? Like it bothered me for some reason.
The Valkyrie helmet.
Now I love it. Yeah, exactly. Like once I get into know like more of the lore, but as a kid that doesn't know anything, so like he's cool and everything. But what about them wings? Like, man.
I love the way that he's been drawn by Kirby up the top there in the blue line.
Yeah,
and he's the blue line.
Here. No, the blue line
on the left. Yeah, where he's worried and concerned, and the wings have carefully been thrown down, almost like glum. And
like
then look at him elsewhere, and the wings are all up in the air. It's very good.
Yeah, like those ears. Yeah.
See, the wings, he was a little jealous of Captain America back in the day.
That's mine out.
My own.
Thou shalt not have bigger wings than me.
I'm sorry, that Rocky guy there, on the left-hand page, is jumping down with a gun.
Glenn, were you saying something?
I think that's called wing ending. Yeah, but yeah.
Well, let Glenn talk, because I like Glenn's commentary.
That cover is John Romita of the Thor cover.
This cover or this cover? Yeah,
that one.
This cover is
And I just was going to say, nothing to do with John Romita, but it would be interesting to actually pin down when, if you look at Thor on the left, which is inked by Joe Sinnott, Kirby Sinnott, right? We're swinging the hammer around. When he has it would be interesting to track down. I don't think it'd be too difficult when Kirby suddenly started drawing muscular guys, because everybody's really thin to start with. Like when he used to draw Captain America in the 40s, he was really skinny, but later he's bulked up. And it would be interesting to see when it happened. It's about 1965, I think. Because this Thor's what, 63?
Yeah.
This Thor.
Yeah. And then when he moves into the mid 60s, everybody suddenly bulks up. Like Reed gets, when Joe Sinnott starts inking the FF, Reed gets really handsome, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he was a bit, like we said before about the pipe, the scientist with the pipe. In FF number 1, Reed looks about 58, doesn't he? And then all of a sudden he turns into 38.
Yeah.
And it would be an interesting to see for me when Kirby's drawing a lot of the Avengers and the X-Men, all these things, when everybody suddenly bulked up.
That would be kind of cool.
I think it was I would imagine it would be a slow process.
Well,
everybody that started drawing was just drawing him thicker and more muscular. All of these characters. They're all larger than life anyway.
Of course, but it would just be interesting to see when the change occurred. I mean, it may have been gradual, like you said, but I don't think it was. I think there was a mark, and it would be interesting to find out.
There was a moment where Kirby made people.
I'll try to go through my essentials and see if I can pin that down.
Yeah,
and compare that.
That is interesting.
Compare that to when the Charles Atlas commercials started showing up in comic books.
That's true too. Yeah. And there's the direct opposite happened with Iron Man. He starts out big and bulky and then trims down to a more skin tight costume.
Yeah, but he's an alcoholic.
So. Yeah, I only had tin cans to work with when he was in the cave.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
The greatest Thor cover, we were talking about Dr. Doom earlier, has got, I'm pretty sure Romita drew it. It's got Doom in silhouette here, having taken off his mask, and Donald Blake huddled down into a corner. And Doom says something like, "You are the great plastic surgeon, Donald Blake. What can you do with this?" And Blake's sitting there looking at him, just cowering in fear, going, Nothing can be done with that.
We got another comment there. Efren Jesus. Is it Jesus?
Ay, Dios mío, Jesús.
Hello. Yeah.
Efraín Jesus Utiveros Pizardo. How are you doing, bro?
Yeah, what he said.
Giant Man.
Oh my God! Like,
There's a living eraser in
Oh, living
everybody's
eraser.
everybody's pantheon. Everybody has a living eraser. Yeah.
I am pencil
tells-
head.
That Tales to Astonish 35 was the first Tales to Astonish I bought. Yeah.
that has got to be the scariest shit. The living eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be horrifying.
That's
Yeah, it looks-
fucking. That's existential. That is.
Yeah, dude.
Just like seriously.
Oh, there's an awesome, I think it's Detective Comics cover where Batman and Robin are fighting the eraser. It's just classic. The guy looks like a giant pencil.
Hey, Efraín,
He's rubbed his head across both of their abdomens and they're gone. It's pretty cool.
Efraín, no soy de España, soy de Latinoamérica. Sorry.
I am pencil head. I am son of pencil head.
Yeah,
erasing crime.
Yeah. Hey, Efraín, I'm not. No soy de España. I'm not from Spain. I'm from Panama. But yeah, I kind of did a little imitation Spanish accent there.
Don't hold it against him.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm weird like that, but all right.
Let me find that cover just to show it.
Yeah, do it. Oh, Peruvian. Awesome. Anticuchos are awesome, dude. Ceviche.
Where's it? They've got the character there.
I'm just seeing words in
cover.
Spanish now.
It's not the whole cover. It's a Carmine Infantino cover too.
Oh,
my Spanish is so out of practice.
Yeah, I can't be your teacher. I'm just too immature to teach people Spanish.
Let's see if I can blow this up here.
I'll just get people to say like I have a monkey in my pants in Spanish or stuff. So I just don't do it.
Can you say that? Can you say that now?
Tengo un mono en mis pantalones. Yeah, actually, when I got married, when I got married, some friends came from Canada to my wedding, and we were invited to this dinner, and he wanted to say thank you in Spanish, and I told him that. Yeah. So yeah, don't trust me.
No, that's awesome.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's very good.
What are they missing?
You messed
Here's that.
Having a monkey in your pants in Spanish.
Yeah.
There's that Batman cover.
Oh, dude! Ooh, that's awesome.
Oh my God! They've been raised.
Bill and the eraser.
The eraser tried to rub out Batman.
Dude, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Like, who came up with this?
That was back during their go-go check days too.
Oh, dude, this is like LSD, cocaine.
I was just gonna say that's definitely a LSD.
That is the best character I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that had been done at Marvel. Was it Larry Lieber wouldn't have paid the artist because only half the drawing was there?
Yeah, if only you draw half of Batman, that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Now get out of my office.
Oh, dude, that's gnarly. Like,
that was great.
I would have given them some help. Like, if they came with that cover, like, dude, like, this just gets you to rehab right now.
I think every comic company had an eraser at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 1. Entering the Marvel Age.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Look at that. Look at that lighting again, Russ, that you were talking about before, the uplighting on that cigarette light.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
To the left, yeah. Look at that.
Another comment specifically for Glenn.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, Glenn's a freaking rock star.
I'm in trouble today.
Glenn, how are you, Ryan?
I'm all right. Ryan, how are you doing?
Oh, Glenn, you're the best.
I know.
Yeah, we're hanging out with freaking Paul McCartney here.
Yeah, running through old Marvel here.
Mm-hmm.
We have 20 minutes left to go, and we're just up to Iron Man 1.
Look at that Doctor Strange where he's lighting the cigarette again. Look at the rain on the panels, top left where he's lighting the cigarette. Look at the rain he shows on the outside on the panel, the window frame thing. You know, glass.
The water droplets.
Yes.
All of
From
those
the
early stories are amazing. You just sit there and just groove on them for hours.
Yeah, dude. And I like the fact that Doctor Strange looks like a mature 40-year-old skinny dude.
Yeah.
That whole thing of the perfect physique kind of harmed a little bit the character design of comic books, because everybody's buff. Like Doctor Strange doesn't need to be buff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
It was Ditko. Frank.
Again, yeah.
Did
Got
Doctor Strange.
Ditko was the
comments
ideal
there.
guy on that because he was drawing little spindly Peter Parker too. So.
Is that Iron Man :
I was gonna say
Yes,
that.
it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely is.
I love that cover so much.
Yeah.
That's the Gene Colan, inked by Frank Giacoya.
There you are.
So we got 2 new comments here. We got Ryan says, "Doing well, sir. Good to see you all." And then Efren is who drew it? Kirby.
It was Ditko. Ditko did the Doctor Strange, and we were just saying Colan did
Ditko here. Yeah. Yep. Colan.
Look at the expression of the guy on the 4th panel on the Doctor Strange section.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that expression on his face, like what?
What?
By entering your dream. What?
He dropped the deuce. Yep.
Dude, do you dress like that all the time?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's some nasty.
No, I
love
was
you
just
got
getting
there.
ready for bed.
Yeah.
We're entering your dreams. Come on.
Are those your furry gloves?
Yeah, dude, them gloves are crazy.
No, they're my spotted gloves.
I want
I thought it was his cheetah skin.
Yeah, middle-aged lady gloves.
Leopard skin, yeah.
Yeah.
Took it off a cougar.
Yeah.
When she wasn't looking.
Efren is saying that Iron Man armor is my favorite.
Yeah, the original one, legit.
Oh, the original one was just the shiny, bulky.
Yeah, the 70s armor.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Commandos.
That armor, that's the best armor.
Yeah.
I love that design so much.
I mean, I enjoy the techie ones, but this one is more like raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who designed that armor? Glenn knows.
Enlighten us.
I've got no idea. I don't remember.
Oh, Ditko did.
Oh, right. Okay.
Kirby did the original one, and Ditko came back over it and did that.
Did that one.
He had that for decades. So,
everything was far more. I don't know. There was spandex and iron and pants and it just like it was so much fun. It's more fun if everybody's got like a utilitarian, leather suit on with the buckles in the right place and all the right holders and zips, and it's just like, it looks modern. It's cool in its own way, but it kind of misses something. It misses the heart of what this stuff was about.
Well, it like you said, it's not as fun.
No.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy tech and all that, there's some like primal coolness about this design.
That's why I wish Marvel had people in it that cared about comics. In the last 10, 15 years, whatever, the whole MCU, it's like they could have had 3 levels of comics. They could have carried on with something like the Ultimates and had a movie line of comics that absolutely followed all the movies. They could have had a brand new set of comics where you made everybody a woman or something different or whatever. Fine, do it. Go out there, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Do everything. And then you can have a
Marvel XX.
And then you can have a 616 line, which is everybody's in spandex. And you're still doing, which they're kind of trying to do at the moment with bringing back some of the 90s original stories and doing mini-series on them. And they could have easily done that, and there would have been so many comics and so many good.
But you know what?
They did try that for a while.
But you know what? I wouldn't go to the 90s. I would go to the 80s more so than the 90s because the stories were better.
That's what I'm saying is they are at the moment doing like 90s, but that's what I would have done. I would have done a 616 line of comics.
Just before you turn over, Andy.
And a new line of comics, and no, they didn't try that. They didn't try any of those things. They didn't put spinner rats in Odeons, in cinemas. They didn't do any of it. They
had the Ultimate line there for a little while, and they had the Marvel Adventures line for a bit.
But Ultimates came out prior to the movie.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, they should have done a movie line, a 616 with spandex in, and a whole new line of try everything. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got another comment here from Efren. He says, "I got a toy of Iron Man whose head seems like Charles Bronson."
Oh, nice.
Well, you know,
That's one of my heroes, man.
I mean,
Charles
it's like
Bronson.
it's not
What
like
a
that. Michael
moustache.
Myers' head isn't just James T. Cook, but anyway,
It's like that. It's that little pencil mustache that Stark used to have. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Charles Bronson to me is like a verb. When you utterly destroy something, like you Bronson it.
You Bronson did.
Yeah.
We do the same thing with Chuck Norris.
Glenn, what were you saying about this page?
Yeah,
I was going to say that, and you'll all call me bitter again, but just listen to me.
Oh,
We will never.
Oh no!
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, listen. I don't like this. I'm being serious now. I don't like this. Listen, look at that there. It says early in 1963, blah, 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 drawn by battle veteran Kirby and written by one-time Sergeant Stan Lee, giving you the impression that Stan Lee's accomplishment in the war was greater than Kirby. This is the way I'm reading it. Kirby was in Bastogne and in Europe for a year.
Yeah.
And Stanley never left the United States.
He was behind a desk the whole time. Yeah.
And I find that offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's just
I don't consider that bitter at all.
No, I don't.
Stolen valor.
I don't consider anything of the things you say bitter, Glenn. We're all just having a laugh.
You hit it right at
You're
You tell people to get off of your lawn.
Yeah. I wish they would.
My lawn.
Yeah.
The trouble is, I've got 3 lawns, so I've got no chance.
I mean, to Glenn's defense, he hasn't gone yet. So this is cool. Keep ranting, brother.
I think Glenn hit the nail on the head there. It's stolen valor for sure.
Stolen valor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, these are lovely drawings, aren't they?
Yeah, dude.
Is this Remitter?
Another comment from Evan says, "Who do you think made the best Iron Man comic?"
Mm-hmm.
And another one from George Peter Getz.
Who you think made the best Iron Man comic? There's so many different eras, you can't really pin it down. But for me, it's Leighton McElhenney.
Yeah.
Iron Man. I think he just took the concept and they just ran with it like there was no tomorrow. That's what that if that Iron Man never existed, there wouldn't have been an MCU. Really.
No, I agree.
True.
Yeah.
There wouldn't have been.
Just in answer to your question there, Russ, that is John Romita, as you say. That is the piece that Stan had John draw that got him the Daredevil gig.
Oh,
really?
Cool.
Yeah. He said, because he'd just come back to Marvel and he'd been doing romance comics and all that kind of stuff. And he said he wanted him to do Daredevil. And John Romita said, I can't do superheroes. So Stan Lee said, well, just draw him how you would draw him. And he did that. and he got the gig.
Yes.
Are you surprised?
No,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This is amazing.
Suits costumes were designed efficiently to be drawn quickly from the mind's eye so you can maintain the volume of books per month. Yeah, that's true too.
Did you see that Marvel girl on the left? You knew that's based on.
You know what?
No.
I enjoyed this Beast design better than the one we ended up with.
Than the blue one? Yeah.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, it's just like the X-Men uniform is like, dude, let's draw these guys fast and let's focus on the story. Because they all have that like blue hoodie.
Well, based on Glenn.
Ski mask.
Who is
Go ahead, Glenn.
Marvel Girl based on? Glenn?
Yeah, who's she based on?
Ross Kirby.
Very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the cool thing about those costumes is that it drove home the fact they were all in a school together.
Yep.
They were all in the same uniform.
I think those uniforms are great. I tell you what, I've always loved as well, because I remember that X-Men, that Beast pin-up first time around, and I always love I'm seeing it again. I've not seen it for a while. That hand, how good is that hand? Yeah. How
one
good
finger
is that?
on the wire.
Yeah, you can feel like the tension, but he's not really straining. Like, dude, like it's really well done.
Yeah,
it's
really
beautiful.
Well done.
It's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
That does look really cool.
Oh, here we go.
Silver Surfer.
Absolute favorite characters.
Yeah, we needed a sign. Naked Man. Shiny Naked Man. There you
Look
go.
at that panel on the far right there.
Yeah.
It's Oscar on a surfboard.
Yeah. It's basically shiny naked man on a surfboard.
Yep.
Very efficient.
Those were the first Silver Age books I bought when I was doing my collection. Was the Galactus storyline.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that run.
My first introduction to Galactus was on the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Wow.
That had Silver Surfer in it. Just what a phenomenal story.
I think that was probably my first introduction too.
They tried to stay as faithful to those comics as they possibly could.
Look at that beautiful inking though by Sinnott on that surfer there.
Here. Or here.
Both of them. That cover one, the large one on the left.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Here he
I think
comes.
I'm thinking that Fantastic Four 49 there with the Galactus. I think Romita inked that one, the bottom one. I think John Romita inked that one.
Yeah.
It does kind of have his feel to it.
Yeah.
Did we get George Peters' comment?
Yep, we did.
Okay.
Believe so. Yeah. Yep.
I had stepped out for a second. I was eating a nacho with a slice of cheese on it because it's all the food I have in my house.
Yeah, John Buscema, Russie's favorite. Look at that.
I love this on the surfer.
And there's Joe Sinnott again.
Look at the motion in his body, and that, but in particular, that panel where he's flying away from you with his hands behind his back.
I was just going to bring up that panel because it's powerful.
That's just awesome. There's no other way of saying it.
Deceptively elegant, yet extremely
there's so much power
engaging.
in that body, just the way you could see it. Just fantastic.
And like thoughtfulness too. Like you can almost see what he's thinking. Yeah.
Mongers in the neighborhood.
Yeah. That's what
he's doing it on purpose. He's doing it on purpose.
That's what Buscema did best, was emotion in the body language.
Oh God, yeah.
The weight and form, but just the emotion that he managed to create, just incredible.
Well, the panel of the surfer, it's on the left, the top panel on the right of it, where a surfer's flying towards this. You definitely get the feeling that he's like, charged and going in. He's less like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question for the English chaps. Rob Willis is doing a poll here on Twitter, and he's saying he's got two options. He's got should have or should of.
Well, for what? What do you mean should of?
As this is a poll, it says should have or should of. Which one is it?
Well, you mean should apostrophe VE?
Yeah, should
have,
and then the word of, and then should.
Did you say of or have? Should of.
Yes, should of.
Should of is bad English. Pack it in.
It's like just to underline that, Russie's right, because it's like Americans say, "Get off of."
Yeah.
Well, it's get off. You can't get off of.
Yeah.
Get off.
It doesn't make sense.
Get off.
Get off.
Okay.
Get off.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Get off.
Gentlemen, my Latin American brain is going to explode. What you talking about?
I'm going to vote should have then.
Should have. Yeah.
Meet the gang of the mighty Marvel bullpen.
That's proper English.
Ooh.
Oh, did they all look like Trump's mugshot? They're all smiling.
Oh, they're smiling though.
The FBI's most wanted list.
Yeah.
Russ, look at the bottom left. Far bottom left.
Spunk. Oh God.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. That's the witness protection program. Like it's
Spunky Stan. He's there.
Yeah.
I saw a great meme the other day. It was all the photographs from the Trump indictment thing.
Yeah.
And there was 8 of them, and it was like Street Fighter 7.
Yeah.
I saw one done like the Brady Bunch. That was hilarious.
Oh, hilarious. Just so funny.
So George Peter says in the chat here, so Spider-Man and Silver Surfer decided to hang out one day. I think they surfed the web together.
See
Well,
you, George.
On the bright side, we are inciting bad jokes. I think that's a good thing.
That we are, yeah. Dad jokes.
Although that's probably a crime somewhere in Canada.
Everything's a crime in Canada.
If it's not, it will be.
Yeah, dude, you're making Latinos go, damn, there's no freedom in Canada.
I'll give Dave Finch a call. Ask him if it's a crime in Canada.
There's Vinny Coletta right there.
And Jolly Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Jesus, Gestapo Trudeau.
Gestapo Trudeau. Yeah. I mean, Justin Castro. Let's just be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strap on.
Accurate here.
They call him strap on.
Strap on Castro. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just strap on Trudeau. It's just a
Mighty
big
Marvel
dick.
merchandising.
Family friendly program.
Yeah, exactly.
I belong to the Mighty Marvel Marching Society.
Oh yeah, he made a song about it.
Yes,
Yep.
they did.
It's how many M's can we fit in a name?
Look at that again. Can I just point this out in the text? Sorry, Whiskey. It says there in the text, it says, listen to this. When Spidey artist Steve Ditko left to work for a smaller publishing company. You see what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? What's going on here? Did you notice how it didn't mention who created the Surfer way back? It just said he became one of Marvel's biggest icons.
Yeah.
We all know who created the Surfer.
Oh yeah.
One person created the Surfer, and we all know who that is.
History is created by the winners.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like how they have these little pockets in the book. That's just neat.
Yeah.
This
Little
thing
sticker.
this is awesome.
Card for your wallet so that you belong. T-shirt.
I really want this book.
2007.
It's probably like $150 now.
I haven't checked.
That's more than I want to pay for this book.
It's an ad for all the shirts that they were offering.
I really want that X-Men T-shirt.
I had in a comic called Fantastic that was published over here in the mid to late 60s. They had an iron-on Spider-Man. That Ditko Spider-Man shirt at the top. They had that on. I had a T-shirt with that on.
Wow.
Because you had to iron it on.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
Iron-on transfers. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Dude, I remember those.
That was the day. Yeah, in the day. Yeah, transfers and wax paper.
This was the same time when I was about 12. I used to draw Spider-Man's head and the Hulk's head and Thor on people's hands in a biro for a penny, a D,
Wow.
right? A penny, and I used to make a fortune. And because they'd wash their hands and come and want another one the next day, and I charged them, and I got stopped by the teachers because I was making money. I was being an entrepreneur and making money.
Oh, they don't want you to do that.
And even then, when I was 12, I couldn't work it out that I was giving somebody a service that they wanted and I could do, and they want to give me money for it, but I got stopped.
Tax slave.
Yeah.
See, the only thing is just don't be as obvious about it. I was drawing people Scarlet Witch porn when I was at school, and just they didn't show the teachers, so I got paid.
Well, somebody showed, it wasn't me who showed the teachers. Anyway, I was told to stop.
So
give people what they want.
Speaking about like shirts and stuff in the UK and UK friends, I ordered
Marvel, the complete Marvel comics in mini book form. We looked through those books before. Remember? Those are terrible books.
Go on.
Sorry to step on you there.
Oh, that's all right. No, so I ordered this. I ordered a shirt, like was an orange amplifier shirt. If anybody's familiar with orange amps.
Yep.
And it was a lifelong dream to get one because they're hard to come by in the
shirts or the amplifiers?
Well, both, but the amps are much easier to get than the shirt. And I finally got it, but it took like several months of because they sent me the wrong size, so I had to send it back, and then dealing with like the banking over there and returns and refunds and stuff is a nightmare.
Oh, right. Really sorry, I thought you were going to ask something.
No, I was.
No, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Glenn's ready to rack it out of the classroom.
Yeah, that's me.
That's why I won't be posting books out to the States anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be having them printed in the States
For-
and having some kind of
Yeah,
service.
that's the way of the future, man.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
shame,
yeah.
isn't it? Because you can't sign them, can
That's
you?
the only
Yeah,
really
exactly. You
safe
can't
way to
sign
go
them.
anymore
Yeah.
anyway.
But it is the only safe way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think moving forward is, I've seen several people do this, and this is my model as well, is that if you crowdfund a book, you make sure that that book is only printed that once.
I solved. Hang on, I have to interrupt you. I have to interrupt you. I solved your problem, Russ.
Yeah.
You have to sell a day with Russ in the U.S. and then you take a plane over, and then you sign their book and then go home.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
But you make your book unique, as in, even if you do a second printing, you do something different in it.
Yeah.
And so that people feel, so it's not a signature, but they do feel like they're getting something special.
Yeah.
So even if then you go on to, like with my books, I go on, I get a publisher to publish the book, go buy it on Amazon. Those original, 350 and 250, whatever they are, book 1 and book 2, are never repeated ever. They're just the way they were from the crowdfund, and I think that's probably the way to do it. But I can't be posting everything anymore. I'm going to have to get them printed in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where most of my customers are. Good 2/3 to 3/4 of the people that bought the book were in the States.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, several copies of my Kirby book went AWOL. Cost me a fortune to resend. Because Russ, it's what, 20 quid or some 15 quid or something to send it over and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, mine were a tenner.
Yeah,
and so you start putting in hardbacks and all the rest of it. It starts getting quite expensive. Well, it's already expensive, but you know what I mean. Even more expensive. Yeah.
Marvel Comics mini books. These are the actual size of those books.
Wow.
Right there. They were found in little quarter gumball machines.
Well,
in a bubble with a little top on them. You put a quarter in.
I
you
had
get a
some
book.
of those. Yeah.
Got another comment there from Red Dress Press. Glenn running a racket out of the classroom, and then one more. Russ can do a tour. Oh, did we? Okay. Russ can do a tour of the U.S. and we can
Russ
go
can do a contour of the U.S.
Yeah, I wish I was that popular, mate.
Yeah.
Get him to sign the books. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I wish that many people actually knew who I was.
Wait, they don't?
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, dude, you're the Robbie Williams of.
Robbie Williams. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
You got it. Awesome.
Robbie Williams. Love it.
Phase 2, the 70s.
My
We
brother.
are officially.
That's a big
We are
simmer.
past the 2-hour mark.
So that'd be
So shall
perfect
we
for
save
next week.
this for next week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
let's do it next
fantastic
week.
for next
Yeah.
week.
We will
Dude,
save this for
I'm-
next week.
I'm
There's
loving
still
what we-
30 years.
Yeah, I'm loving what we're doing on Sunday Funnies. It's a real good mix. But when we put books down like this, it's like historic and part of the industry and different things. And also, it's great chat over the top. Whereas the stuff we do on a Friday is like in detail, intricate, looking at artwork and stuff like that. I just love it.
Right. Yeah.
got 2 new comments there.
Yeah.
Russ, maybe she can.
Russ dresses like an old woman. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
on occasion.
Yeah,
It's good fun.
sometimes.
Live and let live.
Yeah,
I'm
there
never
you
too
go.
old to find. You've always got to
Connect
try
with
something
RJ Carter.
twice,
Gonna come on.
just in case you weren't sure the
Distributes
first time.
comics, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you should be singing like matchmaker, make me a match, find me a find, catch me a catch. Dude, Sweet Christmas, man. Freaking Luke Cage.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because they said you can't say that.
You can't curse.
You can't say sweet Jesus. You're gonna upset people. So he says sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah.
Sweet Christmas.
I loved that.
Yeah, dude.
Luke
Luke
Cage.
Cage.
Absolutely
Awesome, man.
loved it.
I still
didn't-
got.
and I tell
most
you
of
what,
them. Yeah.
I didn't, as a 10-year-old, reading Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. I didn't understand any of the references about, his race within that area of America or whatever. It was completely foreign to me. I had no clue, but I took it all in and loved every minute. And I was, when he had when he had his quieter moments and he was concerned, it's like I was there with him.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I absolutely loved that character.
Really well written, man.
Yeah,
Same here,
beautiful.
One more comment from Ephraim there. That Thor is the Thor.
Yeah, that's
Thor.
Buscema Thor there.
Yeah.
I think Randy slightly insists that you can't read the comments because I've interrupted him.
It's just like piss off.
Anyway, we're gonna stop here. We'll look at the 70s next week,
Dude.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, no, I really was only expecting to stay on this book for one show.
Well, that's the great thing. You have a good big panel as
sidetracked
well.
a lot.
So, yeah.
Lots of great
have
chat.
the fun.
Yeah.
So next Sunday, the 70s. Have your illegal drugs ready?
Starting in the 70s,
And your brown curtains.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And
All-
polyester pants.
Shag carpets.
All of that sidetracking is great.
Your wood panel
Is great.
rooms.
All
Anyway.
those comments and sidetracking, that's all great engagement. That's
We were looking at the Marvel Vault, folks.
People like
wow.
that.
Marvel Vault. We'll look again at the last half of the book next week. And
Yeah.
if you're interested, it is available over on eBay
Ooh.
for as
Well,
little
that's
as
actually
$20
affordable.
US.
20 bucks?
Yeah.
Huh.
wow.
That's nothing. That'll cost me.
I'm
more
not
than that
sure
to have
if
it
it's all
posted.
there though, because there's a lot of there's a lot
Maybe
of
it's
little
just the
pieces.
cover.
So be careful if you were
It's just a photograph.
It's
you're
just
out
the
to buy
cover.
this. Yeah,
You get a
you're
postcard.
out to
of
buy
the
that
book,
off of
there you
eBay.
go.
Make sure everything's there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It does say unopened.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm.
does
Yeah,
say
unopened
unopened.
cover. Yeah, you
Slightly
know,
crushed,
That
but
ain't bad. Nope.
Slightly crushed.
What does slightly crush mean? How does that?
It's-
You know
That
what I mean?
sounds sexual.
Somebody's been hugging it.
Is it the
Yeah.
corner or the?
Yeah, it's like
Could
slightly
be.
humped.
Somebody's been
But
hugging
it's
it.
all right.
Slightly
Rinse
humped.
Just rinse it.
well, you know, somebody sat on it and
Yeah,
Make sure
exactly.
you've got a good cloth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody went to Taco Bell and sat on it.
It
for
looks
a
like
while,
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Does
looks
look
okay.
like it's good. Yeah.
Looks like all the corners are there.
Mm-hmm.
How old is that book?
2007.
2007.
2007.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got like
nice.
It's almost 20 years.
2007.
I've got something similar to it. Oh,
What you got? What you got? What you
I
got?
got this.
Ooh.
Hang on.
In biggin.
It's Marvel
There we
year
are.
by year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
Take it out, and it's got.
Oh, that book. Oh, very
It's
cool.
got
very
that on
cool.
it. Yeah.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
that just goes through the years and does a similar thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have the. I have a
it's
similar
probably
book.
better laid out than this book, though. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
have all the little fringes and little gadgets.
Yeah, I think this
attached
is.
to it, yeah.
Oh, this is Dorlan Kindersley.
So, oh,
Yeah, I got a similar book. This is called Marvel. And
It's a
basically
heavy
beyond
book.
the Marvel comics and stuff.
Cool.
Oh, and
Yeah,
a Marvel. I've got a Marvel Universe one as well. Oh,
Hang
look
on.
at that.
Oh,
That's
Glenn,
lovely.
what was
Hang on.
that?
This one.
Show that again.
It's
Oh, there
shiny.
you are. Look at
It's
that.
just the same. It's the same as Russ's inside though.
Oh,
Oh, I see. I see.
Cool.
And this is it's
I
in a
love that
box.
cover, though.
It's in a box. It's in that box.
Oh, I love that.
Mm.
oh, look at
Ooh.
that.
Who's
Oh,
that
that
That was
by,
really cool.
Glenn?
Marvel
Oh, that's
Comics.
awesome.
It's
DK.
yeah,
Yeah,
DK.com.
it's the same
DK.
book. It's just a different cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Different edition. Yeah. What's the year?
I'm not sure about that. Let me just see. 2008.
Ooh.
Year
Yeah,
after
the
this.
same content, wasn't it? Yeah.
But it's a very nice.
And mine's 2013.
Right.
Yeah, and the one that I had is from the 90s.
Yeah. Glenn
So
wins.
later
Glenn
printing.
wins.
Hang on. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
that was great. That was
Fantastic.
absolutely
Some nice inking by Vince Coletta.
There you are.
Amazing.
Never
Very
thought you'd
cool.
say that.
We do some
Anyway.
book bingo.
Book bingo.
We get the last comments in there, Randy, before we head out.
That's what I got. I got a book like
Oh,
that.
the universe?
It's related to the universe of
Dragon
Dragon
Ball.
Ball. Yeah, there you go.
Did
Yep.
it.
Bought it at the bookstore a good while back. Yeah. I used to have that Marvel Chronicles. Yeah.
Do, do,
Pedro,
do.
tell folks how they can find you.
Oh, Pedro.
Oh, that's not
Whoa.
Pedro.
Ow,
Hey,
changed.
I'm sure I
Pedro,
clicked
you
on
look
you
a
there.
whole lot better. now, though.
Hey, how you doing, guys? So you can find me at X at Angela, and be on the lookout for Waifus and Kaijus. We're getting dude, artists doing art for us, which is really cool. My bar did a really nice rendition of Darryl Watson, the pilot of Iron Mike, and actually have something to show today. I'm gonna do little, like, you know, when in those series when they did like coming back from commercials, little pieces of animation. So I'm planning on doing several of those, and this is the first one. So let me know when you're ready. So we got.
You're up on the screen now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, very
Wow.
cool.
And so I'm working on the shadow work. So then the head of the mech is gonna appear on the side, and the logo for Waifus and Kaiju. So yeah, guys, I already finished the prologue. It's gonna be 130 pages of full action, and you can join the mailing list for Waifus and Kaijus and be part of the action coming at you. I think it's gonna be late October. We're gonna launch the campaign. So be on the lookout.
Cool. Cool. Allison, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find me on most of the social media stuff, even on Blue Sky now.
Blue Sky.
Yeah, it's like
that?
another
platform.
version of Twitter. That's not X-rated, but yeah,
Indeed.
degenerated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm on most forms of social media as Allison McGlone or Alley Cat Comics. Sometimes just Alley Cat. I'm also here, try to be here every Friday, doing from 3 to when I finish, doing some art. And sometimes I have guests, like the amazing David Finch, who was on last week
Cool.
when we streamed on Thursday. But typically Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find me arting with the Alley Cat. Take it away, somebody else.
All right, Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me over there on the good old X, Bandit and Ricochet. I do 3D models, and I'm working on my own comic book here, and here's a sneak preview of that called Driftwood.
So good.
And yeah, first comic books, I'm kind of excited about that. You can also find me over on Luke Stone Studio on Thursdays, 9 a.m. for Nerd Bacon.
Oh yeah.
Along with some other folks, often Randy as well. And yeah, that's how you can find me, and that's what I'm working on. And you guys have yourself a great day.
Don't something, Pedro.
Don't big and
big
big.
and-
He makes me self-conscious.
I can't help it, Chris.
Just one of those things. You just have to deal with it, you know.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Gracias, Efrain.
deal with it.
All right, Russ,
Oh yeah.
tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. You can go over and sign up for
Oh, look at that.
this is
That
this
was
is,
amazing.
This is a page from Cull coming out. He's just diving out and killing one of the lizard people.
Yes.
This will be a much darker panels, but there he goes, just walking in. Quite pleased with that as he
Yeah.
comes in. Bang, out he comes.
Because this is very cinematic, man.
Thank you. It's
God.
there's more stuff going on. I just there you go. There's the previous page. This is some homage
It's gonna
stuff
be
in here.
It's gonna be a big book.
Love that. I love that panel. I really love that panel where he's looking through the door and seeing the
Yeah.
guy coming up.
I
the
like the
stairs.
guy coming up the steps.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
panel to me. That's
That's
fantastic.
Dude, this is giving me like Indiana Jones vibes, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
we have
yeah,
many tapestries.
but that's what's coming next. It's that's the cold book that Randy and I have been putting together.
The Shadow
And
Kingdom.
you can find the Shadow Kingdom. Yeah, you can find out more about that by going to my website, signing up for the email list, and that email list is going to start. I'm going to start putting out some more info on that soon because we've got lots of things happening, lots of things coming. I'm going to have an eBay shop up within the next couple of months where I'll start selling my original page art as well from things like Batman or Doctor Who or even Only Death Can Save Us, and the Shadow Kingdom stuff will go there as well eventually. So there's whole lots of stuff to go there, almost social media connections. You can get all that over at russleach.com.
Sweet. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me being a bitter old man on Twitter or X or whatever it's called this week, Facebook, all the usual social media places. You can find me on newhavenpublishing.com, where you can get a copy of my book about my visits to see Jack Kirby at his house. That's also on Amazon and in Barnes & Noble and Waterstones and all leading stores. And you can find me in the pages of Comics Unlimited, which is my 100-page every now and again magazine, which talks about comics. We have interviews in and articles, and it's really good. So try that. That's about it. Oh, if you Google my name, you'll see all my other books that are on Amazon. You know, JK Assassination, children's books. I do all kinds of stuff, science fiction, whatever you want. And you can see it all on Google. Just put my name in.
There's
The
an
way
idea.
way you said that with
Said what?
the way you said the you know, where you had JFK assassination children's books, I was just like, oh, you know, it's light reading for the kids.
Well,
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
I do a lot of
Great
things.
book for the kiddies.
I do both ends of the spectrum and then most of the things in between.
I love the fact you do so much. I think
You know what I really liked about
Yeah.
Glenn, how nonchalant, like my visits to Jack Kirby's house, like the name of the book, like what's for lunch? My visit to Jack Kirby's house, like, dude, like it's so freaking special that you get to meet that guy. Like he's the basically the reason why all of us are here.
Yeah.
And
I went twice.
And you went
And I've also been contacted by a guy who wants to talk about showing parts of my film at the LA Con in December, I believe.
Oh, that's
brilliant.
brilliant.
So,
Cool.
so what I'm trying to do is maybe get out there for it, but you never know.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
My question is though, did you have lunch at Jack Kirby's house?
Twice.
Oh, nice. What did you have?
Well, what you have
Look
to
at
do
his
is
face.
Made by Roz, too. Yeah.
Peter's like a little kid right now. He's like,
He's happy, man.
what you
Let
have
him
to
be.
do. Go ahead.
No, you
What
go
did
ahead.
you have?
No, you
Yeah,
go ahead.
tell
You're
us
more
more.
We want
important
to
on
find
this.
out what you had
You're
for
all-
lunch.
I can't tell what you said. What do we have for lunch?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say read the book and
Oh man, you're cold! Wow, that was awesome. Can you give this man a ding right now?
we had cold meats and salads and rice
Oh,
and
dude.
things like that.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
And then the second time I went, we had pizza because
Nice.
Jeremy, Jack's grandson, came round, and he's 12, I think, at the time, and he wanted
Cool.
pizza. So we all had pizza, and we learned that Jeremy Kirby likes napalmed pizza.
Red
So,
pepper?
That's just like that's historic
I don't know what
pizza
that
at
is.
Jack Kirby's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's like, wow, dude. It's-
Come on, these things.
Come on.
ugh. I mean, I once had lunch with a stripper. Maybe that's like the closest.
It's not the same.
Have
It's not
lunch
the
with a
same.
celebrity. It's not the same at
I-
all, man.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Be off the strippers a little bit of a different experience.
I mean, but she was 60. She was like basically a superstar. Had a long career, and in show business.
Yep. Show business. Yep.
So,
Vanessa Del Rio.
so after
So that's
that,
a book. That's a book there.
Yeah.
That is
Pedro
a book.
and the stripper.
You got to get
Tales
you
of
got to get
Pedro
Glenn
the
to
Stripper.
ghostwrite that one. for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. On the ground.
Can I just say that if anybody out there wants a copy of my film, which shows me talking to Jack Kirby in his studio, contact me because you can only get it from me
There you
on
go.
a DVD. So, unique
Very cool. Alright.
comics history.
So
Comics
cool,
history.
man.
Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me, my work, over at aerocomics.store. You can find books like Herobot Zero. In fact, there's 2 issues of that available over there right now. Plus Calico, which is a fantasy title that I created and wrote with artwork by the great C. Michael Lanning, and Paragon, which is a superhero book that I have designed and wrote with artwork by J.R. Harris. So it's, along with a lot of other things, go over there to aerocomics.store. If you can, go over to fundmycomic.com right now
Yeah.
and take a look at the Out of Obscurity anthology that we've met our publishing goal. So it'll be narrated by a little cartoon monkey that I have called Spank, and I will be doing a story in there. It's a group of great, talented people putting together reboots almost of public domain characters like Korak, son of Tarzan, Solomon Kane, the mystery character, the Clock, the Golden Age Ghost Rider. The story I'm doing will have Golden Age, Daredevil, and Silver Streak in it. Really looking forward to getting that done and out there. Right now, it's the Out of Obscurity anthology available over at GoFundMe at GoFundMe.com. Or excuse me, not GoFundMe. Pardon me. Fund My Comic.
Whoa!
At FundMyComic.com. So.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anyway, we want to thank you for watching. Remind you that Comics by Night is on at 5 a.m. on Fridays, where we look through great sequential artwork. This week, we're looking at Hogarth's Tarzan again because Russ wasn't here last week.
I wasn't.
So we're going to look through some more Hogarth. I found some original, not original comic strips, but some of the original strips that he did in book form. We'll look at those as well as finishing off the Jungle Tales of Tarzan book. That is just fantastic. Beautiful line work on that. We are archived over at the Indie Comics Network. So go over there, indiecomicsnetwork.com, Indie Comics Network over on YouTube. Allison has a show. There's a lot of great programming over there for you to watch and enjoy. It's all archived there for your viewing pleasure. So if you get a chance, go visit your local retailer where you can find a lot of these gems that we're showing on these shows. Just sitting there in long boxes waiting to be discovered. It's a lot of great stuff there. Even if you don't like modern comics, the sequential art that's been out over the years is just phenomenal material. And you'll find that a lot of it is well worth your time. So go over there and enjoy.
Never say no to the dollar bin.
Never say no to it. Yeah. The reading copies have a lot of charm. So buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours.
Yep.
As Russ says, hating ain't creating. So let's all be positive out there and try to leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Deeply appreciate everybody stopping by today. Chris, as we go out, says, I'm sure she had stories to tell too. Roz, that is probably. Yep.
No doubt.
Yep. Folks, deeply appreciate you. Take care. We are... It seems to be our average time anymore, about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, we
finally
do
start deciding to shut up at the 2 hour mark. Yeah, there we go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. We're going out with our outro and one or two little bumps, and then we'll be back next week at 9 a.m. on Sunday for more Sunday Funnies, more of the Marvel Vault, more fun. Just more fun in general. And all that good stuff. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Bye, Jack.
We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne?
No horseshit, Jack.
No horseshit.
And who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility.
God, she had white teeth.